Magazine readers voted #1 talk radio show in Arizona.
#1 during your morning commute.
#1 whenever news breaks during your day.
And number wherever you want to talk sports.
Now it's time for Monty in the Morning.
Indeed it is. Good Wednesday morning to you. Let's all hump.
Okay.
Happy Wednesday is what that means. The Monty Show presented by the Advocates. UtahAdvocates.com. $1 million. That's what this tag appears to be. At a minimum, if you want a college football player to transfer. Who was the Utah Ute that was offered $1 million? We'll speculate and make up names. The Utah Jazz had a press conference that did not go well, but it appears Ryan Smith said all the right things. Are the Utah Jazz getting it right? Offensive lineman Harris LaChance will join us at 8:30 to talk BYU football. As I said, we're presented by the Advocates, UtahAdvocates.com. If you've been in Iraq, you absolutely need to get to UtahAdvocates.com. I know I say it all the time, and I tell you this, and I'm sure at some point you get tired of hearing me say it. Don't trust your insurance company. Don't trust their insurance company. The insurance companies have thousands of lawyers. Why don't you have somebody to fight for you when you get in a wreck? Get what you deserve. It wasn't your fault that somebody was on their phone and ran into your car. That's why you need to go to the Advocates. UtahAdvocates.com. Chat with them online. You don't pay them a penny until they win your case at UtahAdvocates.com. Jake, how we feeling today?
Feeling good. Got to bed at a decent hour last night. Always a nice feeling.
You did get to bed at a decent hour. That's awesome. I went to the dentist yesterday. That sucked.
Yeah.
I am still lisping a little bit that sit here and try to talk. But I'm doing better than the Utah Jazz audio video department is doing. A big press conference yesterday, and really not a press conference, a Q&A. And I actually thought that as poorly as the media did again, Ryan Smith actually came through clutch in this press conference. And Jake, I don't know what you think. Did you like what you heard?
Yeah, I mean, I liked what I heard quite a bit. I mean, I think that Ryan was I'm not going to say, had prepared answers or anything, but it just felt like he was very, ready to have conversations. It felt like he was very much up to speed with what's happening in the organization, which I think on a surface level is always a great sign, with a relatively new owner. It's always good to see and hear when it feels like they're very much in tune with what's happening, because I do think a lot of owners are not in tune with what's actually happening in the organization. They hire people, they tell them what they want, which is a championship, and then they go golfing or they go and do whatever the hell they want to do because they're an owner, So it's like, it was good to see that he was plugged in for sure. As far as the specifics around what he said, I felt like, he did a good job keeping it positive. Whether we're talking about streaming deals or the jerseys or, whatever the case may be, like, I thought he did a great job keeping it positive. And I do think that, there was some stuff I disagreed with him on, which was the idea that there's a bunch of exciting players here, or a bunch of stuff to be excited about. I'm not sure that I agree with that in totality. Like, sure, you can make the case that there's
totality.
Yeah, like, you can make the case that there's some exciting guys, I guess, like a couple of names, but I think there are a lot of questions to be asked as well. And in the path forward doesn't exactly, seem super clear yet. So that's kind of what I think. That was kind of my takeaway just from the whole presser in general. Like, what you're doing with the jerseys, that much is clear. It's very clear that you're pushing for a streaming deal. But I think the thing that matters most, the whole reason why anyone is doing any of this, the basketball product, that to me is what I'm not sure what that looks like moving forward yet.
Well, why don't we start with streaming deals, because there is news in the NBA that the LA Clippers announced their new TV deal, and it pretty much is stream. You're going to continue to have cable, but the Clippers are going to have streaming. So what does Ryan Smith think about streaming?
This is the first year we've really gone into open negotiation out there, or look, and I think the conversations are going fast and furious. I think it's an interesting time in all of sports. I mean, this is like we're in a pretty unique time when it comes to the traditional way of watching games and sports. Even with, I would say, Amazon's Thursday night, there's a lot written, there's a lot out there. Ballmer's been trying to do this, I think, since I got in the league. And what you have in the NBA specifically is you probably have about 16 Sinclair RSNs, and then you've got Bally's and then a hodgepodge of others. And I think that everyone's kind of got a unique thing. I think streaming's super important. I think it's the future, and we all know that. But the most disruptive thing we can do is basically stop cable right now. And so you've got built-in channel conflict. And so the Clippers launched a $199 annual pass, which is, I think, $17 a month. But there's also, non-national televised games. And so what I can tell you is that we're making a lot of progress. We will have more streaming options next year.
Well, I think there's a lot in that. If you didn't hear about Clippers TV, they are going to have, I think it's 7 feeds.
Mm-hmm.
And including Spanish, Korean. But the main part of their deal is that I think 72 LA Clipper games will be available on stream for $17.99 a month. Now, my point is, are you going to cut the cord and get rid of DirecTV and cable if for $17.99 a month, $200 a year, you can watch every Jazz game on stream?
Mm-hmm.
Are you at that place in your TV watching life?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably not in that place in my TV watching life. That said, I think, some of the notes and lessons that the Jazz could learn from this Clippers thing, like if we get into just some small specifics here, like the Clippers are basically saying, hey, we want to give you as many options as we can for how you would like to watch the game. Like, obviously, yeah, you're going to have to pay to be on this platform. But within that, it's not just, hey, pay this to watch one game. We're trying to basically customize the experience. So they're going to have names, and this is where I think the Jazz might struggle a little bit. So, like, the Clippers are going to have, guest appearances by huge names like Jamal Crawford,
they're going to have
Davis.
What they're going to do is they're going to have their own channel.
Yeah.
Where Jamal Crawford, Baron Davis, other guys.
Paul Pierce, Quentin Richardson.
Yeah, they'll rotate guys through.
Yeah.
Like the Manning brothers. They'll have their own channel where you can watch the game with those guys, and they'll chop it up.
Yeah.
Is what they're calling it. Mm-hmm. And you'll be able to do that. Is that really the culture of the Utah Jazz?
It doesn't seem like it, but I think that's the culture in basketball. Like, that's how I think basketball games are watched for a lot of people. Like, I can speak for us. Like, when we're watching a game, like, yeah, we're sitting there watching that game, chopping it up, talking about other games, talking about what Draymond said, which we'll get to a little later on, or what LeBron said, or these different storylines, or whatever. I mean, that's what you do when you watch sports. So I think it's great. But the point I'm getting to here is that, with all due respect, like, I don't know who you going to bring on if you're the Utah Jazz to do that. So that was one thing that I thought was sort of an interesting dynamic if the Jazz try to do that. But I do think that this whole concept of, like with Amazon on Thursday Night Football, if the Jazz were able to do something where they had what Amazon has, which is like a feed that has all these different stats and like how fast the guy's running and like how high a shot was and like all these cool things, I think that would be a smashing success in Salt Lake, because basketball fans are very much like nerdy about basketball here.
Look at Cody Strickland, who never checks his Twitter DMs. So, I'm trying to communicate with my guy.
Yeah.
Does Cody Strickland ever check his Twitter DMs?
No.
Hey, go check your Twitter DMs.
Hey, Claw.
Cody says NBA is back. There's an excitement about that.
Yeah.
And I think that's huge. And like this whole hashtag fiasco yesterday, and Hullabilly asked, did we lose the Take Note to Apple? No, they borrowed it, essentially, because Take Note is back with the Jazz now. There's all this excitement and all these storylines. And I guess really what the bottom line here is, are you willing to pay $20 a month to watch Utah Jazz games? I'm not.
Uh-huh.
If you're going to give me exclusive behind-the-scenes content, if you are going to give me things that I don't normally see, I'm willing to go and watch that. I'm willing to go and pay for that. But if it's just Jazz games and, if it's just Holly Rowe, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Give me Big T talking to anybody, I'm there. Bowler, nah, I'm good. Give me Holly Rowe, nah, I'm good. Like, give me a better product.
Yeah.
Give me a more energetic product. Give me something I can't get anywhere else. Because if I can pay for DirecTV, get the league pass and watch Jazz games, I'm not paying $20 more to watch Jazz games.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. So it better be something unique. But I also think one of the more interesting things that Ryan Smith talked about was the evolution of the brand, these jerseys, the colors. It kind of sounds like he's listening to the fans.
It's clear with our fan base over the last, I think, 4 or 5 years, the popularity of the black, whether it was the City Edition that we started with and then not even close. Okay? I mean, we have very, very good data on that. I think we are it's part of an evolution. I mean, there's stuff I really like about the new stuff and stuff I don't like. I'll just be honest. But that's an evolution. And this brand will always be an evolution. I love the iconic note as you look around. I mean, Jay-Z, if you're going to wear a hoodie like that, you better give it to all of us. I don't know where you got that, but I like it. The purple is part of who we are, and we're bringing it back. And that's going to be an evolution as well. You'll see it next year. You'll see it after that. It's also more complicated than probably people know because you've got 2 other teams who are also going black and purple at some level. And if you start planning out over 5 years, you're going to run into each other. And so how you do that in working with the league and Nike, you'll see an evolution between 22, 23, 24.
First of all, can you please get somebody that knows how to stream something and not have video or audio trouble? Did you guys see that video right there? Watch this part where this is not us. This is not buffering. Is this buffering or cut? I don't know. We do a lot of video editing. This looks edited to me.
It's clear with our fan base over the last, I think, 4 or 5 years, the popularity of the black, whether it was the City Edition that we started with and then not even close.
That's not us.
Yeah, that's not us.
That's just their stream falling out. And people crush them in the YouTube comments.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to me that they can't get a stream right. And I don't understand it. Whether it's terrible audio, you can't hear the questions.
Well, they got that fixed, right?
But you can't hear the media questions.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But what you don't, and you can hear them sort of in the background.
Yeah.
But the stream was terrible yesterday again.
Yeah.
Having said that, he very clearly understands, Ryan Smith, that fans are not happy with their uniforms. Fans don't like them. He clearly said he likes some and doesn't like others.
Yeah.
Like, what do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a pure execution issue. I mean, I hate to be, blunt about it, but again, like you were just saying, we do this stuff every day. I mean, this show is not on a radio station. This show is not on TV. This show is a live stream to YouTube show. So internet is the lifeblood of this show. I can tell you, for all of you who listen every day and know we're building this studio and know that internet is kind of the final, building block here. Internet is the lifeblood of streaming, man.
Yeah.
You have to have the best internet that you can get. And so to me, my thing was, and again, admittedly, I feel a little conspiracy theory saying this, but the idea that was such a clean chop, like when internet buffers, it'll like stop and then the audio will drop and then you'll pick the video up and then the audio will come back or vice versa. Like, what buffering looks like. What bad internet looks like. That to me was just so clean cut, methodical, like thorough, like just very straightforward cut that I had to question, like, did you guys edit that for some reason? Was there something there that Ryan said that then Ryan didn't like that he said or something? It just seemed interesting to me. Now, the fact is it's probably just an internet thing, but I agree with you. I don't know how they struggle so much with this stuff.
I don't get it. He's a tech guy. He's got, not having said that very clearly, I think they know this is going to be a tough financial year. I think they don't have a very good TV deal. The building's not going to be full, even though I got to tell you, they have dumped millions into that building. It looks amazing. But I think the building's not going to be full. The uniforms are not selling well. This is a tough time right now. This is scary. This is difficult to deal with. And I think when you look at what Ryan Smith says here about the fans, I think this is incredibly important.
I think we were 5th in payroll last year. And to exit the way we did, that probably hurts the bottom line more than anything else. But we're focused on a goal. And I think that we have some of the most amazing fans in the world, and they're supportive. And I think we're super fortunate because of that.
I think you are super fortunate, but it just seems like the Jazz, what he said yesterday was spot on.
Yeah.
I think a streaming deal, I think content, I think, being revolutionary and disrupting the marketplace, exactly right. That's exactly right. But when you can't deliver that message cleanly and your fans are, again, really upset about this stream issue where they can't watch it without it chopping and buffering, and it just is a bad look. I actually think, though, the Jazz are getting this right. I think you're going to see a streaming deal, and I would hope that this means there's 24/7 content. That's what I would hope.
And I think, to jump in on this, I think there's this conversation we need to have about the quality of the content, too, around, what they're doing. Because the first question I'm sure that we'll get today is, well, they're putting out content on their YouTube channel. They're putting out behind-the-scenes stuff. And, it's, they're doing what you're telling them to do, so why are you still talking about it? And it's yeah, sure, you are, right? Yeah, you are putting out some content on your YouTube channel. I don't even disagree with that. And frankly, I am glad to see that they're doing that 100%. More content is better than no content. That's 100% true. But I think because you're an NBA team, there's a certain threshold there's a standard, there's a threshold that you have to meet, whether we're talking about internet streaming or whether we're talking about the production value of that content you make. So if you're gonna offer this streaming package and you're gonna do something up the alley of what the Clippers did, you gotta have high production level behind the scenes content. It can't just be someone with a camera following the team around because you're an NBA team. If this was like a college basketball team, if this was BYU basketball or Utah basketball, I'd be fine with what they're doing because your resources are so much less. You don't have millions upon millions of dollars to pour into what you're trying to do. So to me, if you're going to build this streaming package, which they clearly are, I agree with you. You got to have a reason as to why someone will pay that, and the production value's got to be really high.
Utah Jazz Talk on the Monty Show, presented by TryDayTrading.com. Get to TryDayTrading.com/Monty. Take the free webinar, man. Trust me, it'll change your life. TryDayTrading.com presents Utah Jazz Talk right here on the Monty Show. And I see a lot of your comments this morning, so let's get into them. James Knight says, you could learn a thing or two from Holly and Bowler, Monty. Hey,
Want better fucking execution.
maybe I could. All I know is I'm not watching Holly and Bowler if I don't have to. I'm not. I don't mind Homer broadcasting, but they're so far over the top. And Holly, with all due respect,
Right. With all due respect,
Holly just doesn't bring much to the she doesn't bring much to the broadcast.
Well, and they've been having her on the YouTube. So it's interesting on their YouTube channel. They've been rotating through people. If you haven't noticed this, so they've been having. They did the Danny Ainge interview over the summer, right? And that was one person doing that interview. Now you've got Holly rotating in, you've got Bowler rotating in, you've got another guy rotating in. It seems like they're trying to find who that's going to be, or maybe they're just trying to put a bunch of faces in front. I don't know, but that's kind of what I mean. There needs to be a little more organization there.
Yep. Mike Chase says, morning, fellas. Have a great show. Love your work. Thank you.
Appreciate
Billy
you.
says, morning, everyone. How did your appointment go yesterday? Well, good and bad. I went to the dentist yesterday. If you didn't hear, I thought I broke a tooth. I did not actually break a tooth. I chipped the sidewall of the tooth, but the tooth itself is intact. But not even only because you asked me, but it's right now. It is so uncomfortable. Like he softened all the edges, filled the tooth. I have to get a cap on it next Thursday. They wanted to do it today, but I have other obligations. They wanted to do it Friday. It's Grizzlies opening night, so I can't do that.
Right.
So next Thursday, I'm going to get a cap on it. But I have a gash on my tongue, on the side of my tongue, from where the tooth was jagged.
Oh, man.
And it's incredibly uncomfortable. But I appreciate you asking. What's up, Edgar Garcia? Teddy Wayman says, morning, guys. How about them Yankees? Let's go. How about Aaron Judge coming through with another home run? Mike Stanton has another Giancarlo Stanton has another home run.
Yes.
I thought their bullpen was great.
Yes.
How about my damn left fielder, Kyle Schwarber, last night?
Dude. You want to talk about just an absolute moonshot. Like I haven't seen a home run on that level in quite some time. Like, dude,
my
hit
dude,
this ball
man.
490 feet, dude. Like I understand that he specifically built his swing to hit home runs, and I understand that he is an absolute brick, S house, if you will. The guy is yoked, but that was like a special home run, dude.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. Cody says NBA's back. Holabilly asked about the take note. We got it back.
Yeah, that was interesting. I don't know. Like, a lot of people speculated that because Ryan Smith and Buddy over at Apple, Tim Cook, are friends, that there was some sort of something happening there. But that clearly wasn't the case.
That emoji tag, if you will, the brand tag.
Yeah.
Where you tweet hashtag take note, it puts the Jazz note next to it, was up for grabs until the season started. Apple ran with it. And take note is something that they did for their iPad release. Apple took it and then gave it back. So it worked out. But yeah, again, I don't know how you don't renew that deal sooner and protect that tag. I don't know the process on that. I know it's exceptionally expensive to have an emoji tag on Twitter. But that was amazing. That
feels like something you have to have.
That was amazing. I couldn't believe it. James Jensen, what's up? Jesse P., how are you? Good move trading a superstar. Well, they traded several. Kenai Johnson, KJ says, morning, guys. What's your thought on the Jazz and Nuggets? I mean, Jamal Murray's back. I would expect the Nuggets to run the Jazz out of the gym tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I think that with this Jazz team, like, when you're heading into games, and I'm not even joking or being tongue-in-cheek about this, like, I don't
tongue-in-cheek,
yeah, see what I did there, tongue-in-cheek, because, dude's dealing with the thing, Anyway, point is, we shouldn't be asking, hey, are they going to win this game or lose this game? That's not why we're watching Jazz basketball this year. I think what you're looking for in these games is, I would firstly be looking for defense, number one. How are they going to go about defense? Is this going to be even a mediocre defensive team, or are they simply going to be a team that tries to score 125 a night and gives up what they give up? Because that's definitely something that I could see happening, where you're a young team with a young head coach who just wants to get out and run. Again, look no further than last year when the Jazz had that game against the Rockets in Houston.
Are you surprised, though, that the Nuggets are only 7.5 in this game?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, this should be 10 or 15 for the Nuggets.
And the number's 221.5.
Why?
That feels like that's 11 points.
111. Each? Yeah,
that seems high. We'll see. I don't think offense.
110.5 each.
I don't think offense will be the problem.
Yeah, I think defense is what this team's going to struggle with. I think. Again, you're talking about basically a whole new roster of guys playing together for the first time. Your chemistry isn't going to be there. And Bron had talked about it last night after their game about how, like, defensively, they have some new guys and new head coach, new scheme, like they're working on stuff. So if that's LeBron saying, if that's LeBron saying that, what do you think the Jazz are dealing with? So again, I have an answer for that. Bro,
are you kidding me?
Dude, Siri's running her mouth.
What is
right
Siri
now.
doing? Siri, what are you doing?
I'm not sure I understand.
Yeah, we don't either.
Why are you talking right now, Siri?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Siri, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Hey, Siri. Can you hear me?
I'm listening.
Thank you.
Hey, Siri, can you shut the up? Thank you. Put that hoe into place.
How about that?
I don't know why she was talking. The point is, yeah, I'm a little surprised that. By the way, did you hear what LeBron said after the game? Did you guys hear what? Don't we have?
Yeah,
that,
we
I
have
think?
it. Yeah.
Did you hear this? Listen to LeBron James last night ripping the front office.
I think we're getting great looks. I think, but it also could be teams giving us great looks. I mean, if you be completely honest, we're not a team that's constructed of great shooting. And that's just the truth of the matter is, it's not like, we're sitting here with a lot of lasers on our team. So, but that doesn't deter us from still trying to get great shots. And when we get those opportunities, you take them. But we're not sitting here with a bunch of 40-plus career three-point shooting guys.
Oh, damn. Look at LeBron going after it.
In.
Yeah, they got blown out last night. It was embarrassing. And Russell Westbrook says that coming off the bench is how he hurt his hamstring.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, they're a train wreck. Anyway, I like the Nuggets in this game. Obviously, I think they're going to be very good, but it is what it is. What's up, Kurt Myers? Good to see you. Let's see. Boyd Lake says, "Good grief, $20 just for the Jazz. What the heck? Could be."
Well, they're not. I mean, again, I just want to make sure you understand what we're saying with that. They're not. He didn't certainly say yesterday that that's what the model is going to be. He was just kind of talking about the fact that the Clippers rolled out this streaming package that's
for $18 a month.
Yeah, $18 a month, and you've got a bunch of different options, and and so the conversation around that is just what Okay, so let's say it's $18 a month for Jazz games. What would you need inside of that $18 to buy it? Would it for us? I totally agree with you. I would need a whole docuseries on the team. And I'm telling you again, and not because we do it every day, but I just think you because you're the NBA an NBA team, you're the Utah Jazz. The production value's got to be as high as it can possibly be. It's got to feel special for
you
people to wanna pay
have
it.
the resources to make it worth it.
Yeah,
Now, we haven't seen those yet, frankly, but you have the resources to make any kind of content you want. Why aren't you? So if I would pay, I don't know. I don't think I'd pay $20 a month either.
I will say
really
though,
don't.
in a more general sense, I am getting closer to going streaming 100%. I'm getting there for sure.
Cody says, I pay $80 a month for Xfinity. If the Jazz had a stream, I'd cut the cord.
Yeah. So I guess what the question we have to ask is for all of us out there who have TV,
Right.
have cable or DirecTV or whatever it is, Xfinity, whatever. What is it that you watch on TV, and what are you willing to give up? Because I can tell you right now, for me personally, I don't watch a lot of shows or things like that. For me, it's just pretty much sports, and that's it.
I watch Chicago PD.
Great show.
Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
Wrexham.
Mm-hmm.
And sports. That's it. I mean, there's some other things mixed in there, but
odds and ends.
I mean, the reality is, if I had YouTube TV, if I had the avenue to watch the NBA on my TV and the NFL on my TV and college football, that's what I need.
Yeah.
And frankly, for us, our TV expenses are tax write-offs, so I'm a little more willing to pay.
Right.
But man, I'm telling you, I just look at the way this thing's going. If the Jazz don't have a deal, I think you're going to have a real hard time. I think you're going to have a real hard time convincing fans. Boyd Lake says maybe it really isn't at it. We're talking about, if you're just tuning in, I'll play this bite again. And I think it's on the streaming deal. I don't remember what video it's on.
I think it's on the Jersey one. My instinct says
It's clear with our fan base over the last, I think, 4 or 5 years, the popularity of the black, whether it was a city edition that we started with and then not even close.
I mean, how does it just flip like that?
You see what I mean?
How does it just in the midstream, it just stops and starts somewhere else? I don't think they edited that.
I don't think so either. I honestly
I just think they're not good at streaming on YouTube.
Yeah, and what that says to me, it's one of two things. So, like, you're either doing this on Wi-Fi, which I highly doubt. I highly doubt that they'd be doing it on Wi-Fi. But number two, you are hardwired with an actual internet cable that's plugged into a port, and it's just not enough bandwidth. And that's what happened to their stream. Now, I've never seen it in my time. Again, I know I'm a youngin' and everything, but I've never seen a streaming issue be that clean cut. Like, I've never seen it be like that is what an edit looks like.
Usually it pixelates or
It'll,
pauses.
Yes.
Your mom.
But then it'll pick it back up and you'll be good again.
Yeah.
So,
I've never seen it cut like that either.
And again, like I said earlier, for those of you just joining, I do feel a little like I'm, conspiracy theorist guy here saying, hey, that was an edit. I don't think they edited that, but like, it's just so clean. It begs the question.
James Knight says, stop nitpicking about video quality like you guys are better than that. Stick to things that matter. This matters.
Yeah, this absolutely matters. Are you serious?
Like, did you read you didn't see it. The comment section, the comment section on this video for the Jazz was, people were pissed about it because you couldn't watch it. Like, I was watching it yesterday night, preparing for the show.
Right.
And I was like, dude, what is going on with my internet? Like, my wife had internet issues yesterday. We pay a company $10 a month to basically be our IT people.
Yep.
Like, I thought it was us. And then I was sitting here watching it again this morning thinking, okay, my internet's fine. And it was doing the same thing.
That's fucking interesting, man.
So I was reading the comments and people were like, how come you can't fix this? Please fix the feed. The feed sucks. Like,
yeah, it's
not a minor thing. YouTube and streaming is not optional in this day and age.
Yeah.
The stream is, you have to, and again, not just because we're involved in it, but how are the Utah Grizzlies more able to pull this off than you are?
Yeah.
And that's the other thing I think that frustrates me is we know how to do this.
Yeah.
We went to Boise and streamed a game. We were at the arena, the Weber County Ice Sheet in Ogden, streaming live video.
Yeah.
And it had no issues with it. You're the Utah Jazz at Vivint Arena, and for like the third straight time, you can't get a stream right.
Yeah, and admittedly, clearly they're taking notes, no pun intended, because they fixed the audio issue, right? Like,
yeah.
And I know you said you're totally right. You can't hear the reporters, but what I'm saying is the last one you couldn't hear the guys talking at the podium. Like, so they fixed that, and I give them credit for that.
And the way you fix that is you have a wireless microphone plugged into your feed. It's not difficult.
Yeah.
And you have two interns or two media people that pass those mics around.
Yep.
It's common practice in the NBA.
Yeah. So James,
why are they not doing
James, it? with your comment, this does matter. And if you don't think it matters, go watch the stream, then come back to the show and tell us it doesn't matter.
Boyd Lake says, I have a goal too, and it's not to spend $20 on a single stream. Are we making too much out of this?
No, I think that's a valid point though. Like I like, what did you say to me this morning? Hey, I was looking at a bunch of financial stuff and there's a slowdown coming. Like, people are very on edge about spending more money than they need to spend right now. And I got to say, I don't blame you, man. Like, the value proposition, whether we're talking about your mortgage or rent or buying a car or streaming an extra thing, like the value proposition has to be there.
Exactly right, NY Monty fan. He says, I'd rather give my $19.99 to the Utah Jazz than the league pass. They did a behind-the-scenes doc a few years ago that was pretty cool.
And that was a few years ago, and you still remember that.
Yes.
That's my point.
Yes. NY Monty fan says, I buy league pass every year. Otherwise, I can't watch the games, obviously. Exactly right. James Knight says, other NBA teams do roll out way more insightful content than the Jazz do. Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do. And I think that, I'm tired of hearing about, like yesterday, one of the things that I didn't love at this press conference was Danny Ainge and Ryan Smith talking about the fact that the margin for error in a, quote, small market is tiny or minuscule or whatever the hell they said.
Yeah.
And again, you're not wrong. That's not wrong. What's wrong is even talking about it. I just wouldn't even ever talk about it. Like, Just stay on the talking points. Just stay on.
You're not a small market.
Yeah, and that's
You're
the thing.
You act like a small market. You're not a small market. And I've railed about that before. Teddy Wayman says, I pay $75 a month for Fubo just to watch the Jazz. So, yeah, I definitely pay $20. See? And that makes a lot of sense, Teddy, because you're right. You pay a lot. Yeah. Funky Orion says, hello, guys. Good luck to the Jazz on their first game against the Nuggets. Funky, good to see you. MY Monty fan says, get League Pass. It's cheaper. It is. Very much. Mark Hale says, that production is like breaking up with your girlfriend via text. See,
well,
nobody does that, though.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Mark, let's not get crazy. Like, no. Nobody breaks up with their girlfriend.
Nope.
He broke up with you over text message?
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, next question. Yeah, please respect my privacy. Next question.
I mean,
No, you don't have to sweat bullets.
I don't know nothing about that.
Fucking,
Three-fourths of this is inaccurate.
Boyd Lake says, how does a local university have such better production value than an NBA franchise? I have no idea.
I think the question's easy, or the answer's simple. It's in their culture. It's an intentional choice to be better.
And that's what I'm trying to get. Man, we just had this conversation yesterday.
Yeah.
Everything you do has to be about, listen, man, if you're the Utah Jazz and one of your guys is taking a dump, how are we going to get that on video?
Yeah.
How are we going to create content?
No, but I mean,
honest to
all
God.
Jokes aside, it's true.
Honest to God. And it's just something that you can't fix. You got to go all in because the money is there to be made and you got to go all in. Let's see. Teddy Wayman says, I have League Pass, but I can't watch Jazz games on it. So you have League Pass mobile. Then is my guess.
Yeah,
because on DirecTV League Pass, that's how I watch Jazz games.
But that might be the best example right there. Hey, a guy in Teddy Wayman, right? Guy who works his ass off all day long, probably comes home and really wants to watch a Jazz game, right? Crack a beer open, watch a Jazz game, whatever. Hey, I have League Pass and I can't watch it. Oh, that's right, because it's probably on mobile. That's right, there's restrictions. That's my problem, man. There shouldn't be restrictions.
Look at the Major League Baseball playoffs.
Yeah.
I have no idea where to watch their games. I have to go hunting. Was it on ESPN? Wait, no, this is this is TBS.
So wait, is it 245, 206, 13, 4,
219,
219, 242?
You know what I mean? Like, in all seriousness, I'm not even, like, if I don't know where to find your games, what good are your games? Mike Maples, good morning. He says, morning hack and mini hack. $10 to start due to being such a new team, and it's up to us. And up it as you build. Well,
I actually don't disagree with that. I think that's a very fair point. Hey, we're not a good team right now, so the price is going to reflect that. When we're winning championships, yeah, you're going to pay more for that. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah. Teddy Wayman says, you're right, I do have it on mobile. Mike Burton says, I have NBA League Pass, but it lags.
See, again, like, this is what your fans have to deal with. And again, I do give Ryan Smith credit. He straight up said yesterday, dude, like, we have to give our fans a better experience. That has to happen. So I 100% agree with you. They are getting this right. But now, again, whether we're talking Danny Ainge and building a championship team or streaming deals or highlighter yellow jerseys or whatever, they have to execute now.
Yep.
That's the portion they're struggling with.
Totally agree. Renee Roca, good morning to you. That's what's frustrating about live sports moving towards streaming. There's a million different streaming services. It's funny. One of the things we're going to talk about today is how much money you spend. So I was watching Gary Vaynerchuk last night, oddly enough, while I was taking the Browns to the Super Bowl.
That's right, T.
And not even joking. And it hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
Because Gary Vaynerchuk was saying, if you're not paying attention to the economy and you're paying for Hulu, Netflix, YouTube TV, this service, that service, you're going broke. And he said, have you looked at your credit card statement lately? I don't use my credit card for stuff like that. I only use Apple. I looked at my Apple service, and do you know what the number one thing that I buy is? Shoes.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
So what did I do last night? I deleted the Nike app and the sneakers app off my phone.
Okay. Let me. I'm gonna go ahead and open those up then. Okay.
I don't have them,
All
and
right.
I deleted them. And I was looking at what I spend my money on. It's quite literally DirecTV and shoes.
Yeah.
Now, both of them are tax write-offs for us, but that doesn't mean I can afford it.
Yeah.
So you listen to a guy like Renee, who's like, hey, man, I got to have Fubo. I got to have this. I got to have that. Who can afford 5, 6, 7, 8 different streaming services and then pay $20 to the Jazz to watch their games?
Yeah.
Who can afford that?
Yep.
I can't. Yeah, I can tell you that right now. I'm a small business owner. I can't afford to pay 10 streaming services. My wife yesterday, out of nowhere, canceled our Netflix subscription live on the show because she's like, well, are we ever watching it? And now that we're hooked up with the Utah Grizzlies, we have games on Friday and Saturday night. Next weekend we'll be in Boise. Like, I mean, who has it? Like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It really does not. So I think that's Renee. I think that's a very salient point. How many services are we going to have to pay for to watch the Jazz?
Yeah.
This year it's probably 2 or 3. Your cable bill, your NBA League Pass, and if you're Teddy Wayman, you're streaming it or you're on Fubo or it's crazy right now. It's crazy right now. It makes me crazy. Holabilly says Netflix is the only streaming service I pay for because my parents use my account. Well,
you know.
Way to give back to the...
And by the way, Netflix just rolled out the ad program, so now there's ads on Netflix.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I think it's a natural progression. I think that it's just
I would
it
agree
has
with
to
that.
happen. Yeah.
Yep. Anthony Mitchell says, good morning, living in New Jersey. I try to watch your podcast every day. You guys really make the day go by. Continue the good work. Oh, wow.
I appreciate that, bro.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah,
We
what's your
appreciate
vibe, man? Who are you? What's your team? What are you looking for? You know what I mean? Like
Knicks, Nets,
Devils,
Giants. Nobody's a Giants fan right now, I don't think.
Red Sox.
Zachy Poo and the Jets. Good to see you, man. I appreciate you. I already read that one. Justin South says, I don't pay for a single one of those streaming services. I just mooch off friends and family. Heck, I don't even have my own Prime account.
Wow.
My man.
That's actually impressive
My
in
man.
today's day and age.
Hey, look at Anthony.
Hey.
Let's go. Cadizzle.
Yes.
He's a Nets fan.
Kevin Durant. You know who I am.
Yeah, he's Kevin Durant, man.
Is that
Kevy.
a real question?
Little Kevy Poo.
What you want me to say to that?
By the way, not for nothing.
Yeah.
Did you see my Sixers last night?
Yeah, disappointing.
Yeah, that was not good. Boston ran the Sixers out, but I will say, fat ass ain't so fat anymore.
No, he looks good.
Come on, James
looks
Harden.
good.
What did I tell you? And the trend is, and again, on October 19th, these guys on Prove It deals, I can't remember a year where there are so many guys on Prove It deals.
Yep.
James Harden, Kyrie Irving are two of the biggest ones.
I'm going to say this again.
I'm telling you. By the way, where's Carmelo Anthony end up? Because somebody's going to sign him.
Somewhere. I mean, you know.
Somebody's going to sign him.
Yeah.
But the Sixers are going to be a force to be reckoned with. I think they did not play well last night. I think the Celtics came out with a point to prove. And also, by the way, good to have the NBA back.
Yeah.
In games that matter. Hey, there's my guy, Jeremy Bolton. How are you, buddy? I like your guys' smiles. Well, thanks. Mine are not great. I just think it's, one of those things. I think that Sixers-Celtics thing might be the biggest story in sports presented by Quack Car Wash. By the way, we went to Quack yesterday.
So good.
And went to the one in West Valley right there by there's like a Maverick there. And
yeah. It's like 5300 South, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, I think it is 53rd, yeah. But awesome. I love that they wear ties.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like the girl that you choose she waves to you. You have a wash pass because I have a wash pass. And so you just go up there, you have your wash pass and they wave and they're smiling. And again, I like the fact that the tire shine, the wheel bright sign has a duck that's smiling at you.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's a good time. And I think the other thing, and this may sound trivial, but one of my favorite things about Quack is the dryers at the end, before you roll out of the tunnel. They're not those dryers that beat your car.
No.
When you go through a car wash and you're like, dude, these dryers are extra. No, the quick Quack Car Wash dryers are nice. They're comfortable. They get the job done.
But
it's
what
good.
happened? We roll out, and we were at Quack like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was
We
quick.
rolled out of there, got right behind the truck, so now the Klaus, my Audi, is dirty again. Yeah, his name is Klaus. What? You don't name your car?
No, I was coughing because, it got dirty that quick.
Well, that's why I have a wash pass.
Yeah.
So I can go as many times
Go
as I
today.
want. Quick Quack Car Wash. I think that's a big story. This coming up here at 7 o'clock, I want to get into NIL a little bit. Did you guys hear about the story that one Utah Ute was offered $1 million to transfer to another school?
Ronnie, please.
Who was it? It has to be Clark Phillips.
Has to be. I mean, I don't know who else on the Utah Utes roster you're paying $1 million for.
Has to be.
Yeah.
I don't, yeah. Mike Maple says, I love that they added towels at the vacuum stations. Yes, that helps.
Yes.
That helps. Hullabilly says Carmelo is going to sign a $200 million contract with the Shanghai Sharks. That would certainly be the biggest story in sports, brought to you by Quick Quack Car Wash. But I think it's really interesting that you had a college football player get $1 million offer. I'm in sports every day, obviously, as you're aware.
Yeah.
Are we really paying college football players $1 million to come play for our school?
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I the only one that thinks that's crazy? I can't think of a player in college football that I would pay $1 million to.
A quarterback. I would.
Like, okay, Bryce Young. Who's the
yeah.
best quarterback in college football? Bryce Young? I'm not paying Bryce Young $1 million.
It depends on your situation. I mean, again,
you're giving an 18, 19-year-old kid $1 million.
$1 million to make you several hundred million.
But would you?
Yeah, if he can take you to a national championship.
Let's just say, because everybody thinks it's I just bit my tongue again.
Yeah, that hurts,
dude. It's brutal. Where was I? Oh, Clark Phillips. Let's just say that everybody assumes it was USC.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
And they offered Clark Phillips, let's say, $1 million. Does Clark Phillips net them even return?
I don't know.
Do they make $1 million? He's a cornerback.
Phillips. Yeah, not on a DB, I don't think. I think on a like if you're let's say you're an SEC team. Let's say you're, I don't know. Let's say you're LSU. Let's use LSU as an example. You're LSU. You know that your team is damn good, but you have a game manager as a quarterback by SEC standards. You don't have, you haven't been able to replace Smoke and Joe Burrow, right? Like, we know that. So let's say LSU knows that, okay, if we go out and get a quarterback, we're national championship good. We can beat Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State. We can beat those teams. So if that's the case, then yeah, I do think $1 million price tag for a big-time quarterback from another school, yeah, probably worth your time. But I think if you're USC, paying $1 million for allegedly Clark Phillips, my question is, and what this really says to me, if it was Clark Phillips, is holy cow, SC has money for days.
But look at their boosters, because this is their boosters who are doing that. I mean, that's the bottom line.
You have money to burn at SC because
on
of
a
that.
corner. Okay, if it was Cam Rising, I wouldn't pay Cam $1 million.
No, because
you have Caleb Williams,
Bryce Young,
and you have Caleb Williams, right?
Williams,
it doesn't make sense to me that the boosters, because what the story allegedly is here in Football 50 coming up in 60 seconds, but. Allegedly. The story is that USC allegedly offered a Utah Ute $1 million to come and transfer, get in the portal, transfer, and they'll pay you $1 million through NIL. So boosters. I don't buy that.
Boyd's comment.
I know. He says, guys, we're only 5 minutes away from NFL music. That's very true. Hullabilly says, I'd pay Cam $1 million over Clark. Well, exactly, Hullabilly. If you said to me, well, who do you want to pay $1 million to? One of the best quarterbacks in the country or Clark Phillips, one of the best corners in the country? I'm paying Cam.
But if you're SC,
you don't need him.
You don't need a quarterback.
Yeah. Well, and this is the other thing. Dalton Kincaid, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mean Joe shell-shocked Burrow?
Yes.
Exactly.
Precisely.
Right.
Precisely.
Exactly right. But it's interesting. All right, we'll come back to that. But right now it's football 50, 10 of the hour. Every hour on the Monty Show, we bring you the biggest stories in football. Presented by our good friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Papa Murphy's Pizza, download the mobile app, order your pizza. And again, I just encourage you, and we're ordering our pizza tomorrow night.
Yes.
Because Friday night we have hockey. So, and by the way, if you want hockey tickets, if you're in Salt Lake and you want to come see the home opener, if you have not seen Maverick Center,
dude,
it's a totally new building. It's crazy. Hit me up on DMs, Instagram, or Twitter, The Monty Show, Monty, The Monty Show. Happy to hook our listeners up with free tickets, or go to UtahGrizzlies.com. You can buy them there. But make sure you get your pizza at Papa Murphy's. Use the code Monty25, Monty Monty25, as long that promo code doesn't work on orders that have anchovies or olives.
Right, Satan's giblets.
Okay, that's a lie. I'm just trying to get people to ever forget that olives were born into this world. As I'd like to forget that Jerry Jones was born into this world. This is a crazy story.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones allegedly told Robert Kraft not to F with me.
Yeah.
Not like Bobby Kraft wasn't effing with
hey,
me.
Bobby!
Jerry didn't say don't F with Monty. No, he said, hey, man.
No massage parlor tactics here.
Yeah. So the owners had an owners meeting where it was just owners, nobody else.
That's what owners do.
Yeah. And they sit around and count their billions.
Yeah.
Pricks. Anyway. So the owners are meeting about Roger Goodell's contract.
Roger Goodell.
And they're like, hey, should we extend this guy? Well, yeah, we should. He's made us a lot of money. Yeah, cool. Everybody on board? No. The Jera Jones does not want to extend Roger Goodell at his current compensation because last time around, Jerry put in a bunch of bonuses that were only triggered by revenue. Well, Roger Goodell crushed all those goals and made a bunch of money, and Jera wants to pay him less. He and Robert Kraft got into kind of a heated debate, and at the end of it, Jerry Jones said to Robert Kraft, hey, don't fuck with me. So the two guys that are in trouble for sex don't like each other.
Big shocker there.
Is Jerry Jones really worth all of this? Your team sucks. You overpay the wrong players. You allegedly, and if you didn't hear this yesterday on the show, Jerry Jones is now accused of sexual assault.
Allegedly.
In front of all of his players, he is accused of forcibly kissing. And I don't even, should I say it?
I guess.
He stuck his tongue in her mouth. Sorry. Jerry Jones is alleged to have forcibly kissed and groped.
Yeah.
He is accused of forcibly kissing and groping a woman in front of his Cowboys, including Ezekiel Elliott, DeMarcus Lawrence, then head coach Jason Garrett. What is wrong with this guy? And, oh, by the way, who's the only owner that doesn't want to kick Daniel Snyder of the Commanders out of the league?
Yeah.
That'd be Jerry Jones.
Yeah. So, it's no surprise, and I think that the issue I have with this whole Jerry Jones-Roger Goodell dispute is that Goodell has made them a ton of money, and you're not paying him almost anything. Like, you're paying him $128 million a year, basically, after the revenue and, everything happening. Here's the issue. That's drops in the bucket compared to the billions you're making.
Kenai Johnson, you're a sicko, sir. Monty, would you eat a can of olives or get that kiss from Mr. Joe?
Wow. I'm going to go ahead and say bullet on that one.
Wait. So I can either eat an entire can of olives or have Jerry Jones stick his tongue in my mouth.
That's that nar.
Bullet.
Yeah.
Bullet.
I'm good.
Yeah, I got to F1, marry one, and kill one.
Yeah, I'm
bullet.
good.
No.
Yeah.
And Kenai, what is wrong with you, man? Why would you say that? Hello? Holabilly says, Monty, is there a code to use when you're buying Grizzly tickets for you? Free tickets are always great, but if I can support you somehow, let's do it. Yeah, Monty, code M-O-N-T-Y, Monty, with the Utah Grizzlies. Jerry Jones is not good for the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. Oh, by the way, then there's Indianapolis Colts owner Jim Irsay, who also has a checkered criminal past of addiction and rolling around with tens of thousands of dollars in his briefcase. How about this guy being the moral compass of the NFL? After the meeting broke up, he was asked about, hey, should Daniel Snyder remain an owner? And he said, there's merit to remove Daniel Snyder. Wow.
Bro.
I'm focused on Jera sticking his tongue down my throat. What do you want from me? Kenai, what are you doing, KJ? Anyway, the point is...
Yeah, so Irsay comes out after the meeting and is like, yeah, there's merit to stripping Daniel Jones, the owner of the... Daniel Snyder, my apologies.
What did Daniel Jones ever do to you?
I don't know.
He's a mid-range
There's merit to removing Daniel Snyder as the owner of the Washington Redskins. He did not say Commanders. He said Redskins. Guy.
Hey, look, man. You got to remove... how do I say this comfortably? I loved... LOVED, loved the NFL. It's stuff like this that pushes me away from the NFL. Knowing that Jerry Jones wants to support Daniel Snyder, knowing that Jerry Jones allegedly forcibly kissed a woman, that is so disgusting. Just thinking about his odd-looking alien plastic surgery face.
You know how many salted breakfast sandwiches have gone down that tongue?
And he ain't got, the nice tongue.
No. Okay, no. All right. Yeah, let's move on, man. We're good.
What do you think the texture of Jerry Jones' tongue?
Oh, God, gross. Ew. Dude.
Ah!
No.
Kenai Johnson, I will never forgive you. Ever. I don't know. Who's the worst owner in pro sports?
The Dolan family?
Really?
Yeah, probably.
Owner of the Knicks and MSG.
Spanos family?
That's who I was going to say.
Spanos family?
The Spanos family that owns the should-be in San Diego Chargers.
Oh, what about the people in Cleveland? I can't remember their name off the top of my head.
Haslams.
The Haslams.
I mean, they're just racist and they hate women. But in my opinion,
yeah, the hate women thing seems to be a prerequisite to be an owner in the NFL.
Yeah, you got to check the who do you hate women check. Okay, you can own a team.
Yeah.
The Haslams want to win. I don't think the Spanos family cares if they win. I think Jerry Jones. It's got to be Daniel Snyder, right? It's not even close. It's got to be Daniel Snyder. And now that Robert Sarver, by the way, is not an owner anymore, I think it's got to be Daniel Snyder. It has to be, right? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
The Glazers, yes, Holabilly, the Glazers. Yeah. What's up? Troy Cushing says, good morning, my guys. Where do you think the Jazz will end up winning losses this year? We'll talk about that. NY Monty fan says there's merit to remove 80% of those guys. Being a player and seeing him do that in person makes me sick to even think about it. So gross.
Yeah. Gnarly.
Seriously. Talking with Raphael podcast.
On PBS Radio.
Wow, look at the new logo. TWR.
Okay.
Says Monty would eat flats and love it before getting a kiss from Jerry Jones. Would you drink blue cheese dressing through a straw with olive juice poured into it, or kiss Jerry Jones?
Guy, come on.
Shit, damn, I am tripping.
It's a legitimate question, dude.
911, what's your emergency?
Something is in my house.
I'm sorry, say again?
I smell something delicious and I don't know what it is.
Ma'am, can you describe it for me?
It smells like golden crust, freshly shredded cheese, and pepperoni.
Ma'am, Ma'am, we've traced the smell, and it's coming from inside your oven.
What do you mean?
It's a Papa Murphy's Jacko pizza, and it's just $10.
Ah, amazing.
Papa Murphy's.
What's scarier, the Papa Murphy's there at the end where it does that noise, or Jerry kissing someone?
Kanai has ruined my day.
Yeah.
Because now every time I see olives, I'm going to think of Jerry's tongue.
Do you know what that's like these days?
Thank you, Kanai. No, really, don't thank you. That's a crazy story. The Monty Show, football 50 presented by Papa Murphy's Pizza. Make sure you use the code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more. Download the Papa Murphy's app. It's so easy.
Yeah.
One of these times I'll screen record my order.
We really should do that. It'd be nice to
so
have
you
that.
guys can see it. Honestly, we used to do family size, but Mrs. Monty has to have her own special pizza now. Oh, special pizza. Honey. So we now do like the medium, and it quite literally is crust. And I'm telling you, if you have not gotten away from tomato sauce, like red pizza sauce, you're crazy. Leave it. Move on to barbecue sauce on your pizza.
I'm a man.
I think tomorrow I'm feeling the barbecue sauce, cheese, onion mix.
Yes.
Green onion, mushroom cheese.
Yes. Ooh, Thursday. What's on Thursday Night Football tomorrow night? What do we got this week?
It's Cardinals, isn't it?
Is it?
I think it's Arizona. By the way, did you see DeAndre Hopkins is back for them this week? So DeAndre should be back with the Cardinals. But yeah, I'm feeling the
yes, Saints Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm feeling the barbecue green onion pizza tomorrow. I'm excited about that.
With the cookie
Let's
dough.
go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Kanai Johnson says, glad I could make your day, Monty.
Well,
I don't know if I would do that all day. Holabilly says, I'm a thin crust guy fan all day. Oh, man. Do you know what I would not give? Just one more time. The pizza place in Phoenix that I worked at that I like so much.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
I can't think of what it's called, but it is fantastic. And their thin crust Chicago-style pizza. Oregano's Pizza Bistro. Oregano's
so
Pizza
good,
in
dude.
Arizona is so good.
Square cut. None of this triangle crap.
Yes. San Diego State Aztecs says, so you're saying Mrs. Monty is high maintenance? Well, she's not low maintenance. I mean, she's not high maintenance. She just likes her food the way she likes her. She made an amazing chili yesterday.
Dude, it was bomb. I had some. Totally good.
Chili with sweet potatoes in it.
A lot of beans.
NY Monty fan says, number one Halloween costume this year, Jerry Jones's tongue and Draymond Green's fist.
No.
By the way, speaking of Draymond Green.
Yeah, how about this?
Did you guys hear what he said? And we're going to play it right here on the Monty Show, presented by the Advocates, UtahAdvocates.com. Now I heard through the grapevine
that
Jordan Poole called the Advocates when Draymond punched him up in his face.
Right.
Now, I could be wrong about that. How about Draymond Green, who knew Draymond shooting his own reality series this year? And here, wow. And you wonder why we ride the Jazz about doing reality shows?
That's content.
I'm sitting here telling you now that was riveting.
Yeah.
Like, I would pay to watch that. What is that called again? That's Draymond Green.
It's called The Countdown. That's it. That's his
thing.
Yeah, and he's partnered with several production companies on it. And
I mean, it is really good. I'm not a Draymond guy, but seeing him with his daughter is.
But do you see how this works?
Dude.
Draymond's turning something in something that was by far his worst moment in his career.
Oh,
into
far.
something that is
By
now
far.
going to make him a bunch of money.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that he could have handled this better. You know what pissed me off yesterday was Joe Lacob, the owner of the Warriors, went on 95.7 The Game in San Francisco and said, yeah, we did not suspend him because he earned his place at the ring ceremony. Like, isn't that why you would suspend him? Because that's punishment.
Yeah.
When you jack a guy in the face at work, well, that could have several meanings. When you punch a guy in the face at work,
yeah,
you lose what you've earned.
I'll drop that mother.
Like, it's crazy. But just having said that bite right there. Why you were telling me watch that part with his daughter where people.
So a lot of people felt like several big time NBA accounts like, Rob Perez or, any of the people you know and love on Twitter who follow the game closely we're saying that was like a kind of a slimy, sort of cringy moment because of the fact that this production was only, relevant and made possible by the fact that he punched someone in the face. So it's just, I don't know, man. I think that it's tough.
Okay. You guys are amazing on this show. Did you see what Jeremy Bolton changed his avatar to? I believe that is a mugshot of Alex Caruso. My man, I respect the game.
You're working, Jeremy. I appreciate this,
He
bro.
said, so just let me know when you're going to start talking Chicago Bulls basketball. Not soon enough. James Knight says, I hope you're putting pineapple on that, Monty. Nah, I think I'm going to be off the pineapple for a minute.
Really?
James Knight says, still waiting on Draymond's 4-year extension.
I don't know if they're going to give that to
that
him,
ain't
dude.
happening now.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
NY Monty fan says, woke up when you watched it, you mean, Draymond? Well, I think that's incredibly compelling that Draymond Green sat in front of a camera less than a week later and talked about it.
Yeah, he's got balls, dude. There's no doubt about it.
I mean, that's...
No doubt about it.
That's pretty incredible. Boyd Lake says, dude is doing a reality show complaining about the media. He is. Holabilly, Draymond getting a mini doc on TNT after punching someone is a joke. Well, he's doing it on his own, and we're all watching. I'm watching. I'm in.
Just so we're all very, very clear on how this is set up. It is Draymond's own product. It is not.
Yeah.
TNT has nothing to do with it. Like, it's not like it. Draymond paid production companies to produce this.
And I think you're going to have a tough time not watching it.
Yeah.
Honest to God, and I know that's crazy, and we've talked a lot about it, but how do you not watch that?
Yeah.
Even if you hate Draymond Green, how do you not watch that?
Well, that's part of it. But again, hating something is maybe the most powerful incentive or force to make you watch something. Like, is it not some of the most compelling TV to watch someone that you don't like lose, or to watch someone you don't like go through it? I mean, that's like that as sports fans, that's part of the reason we watch. Like, how many people last night after the Yankees won enjoyed Buddy doing the baby rock gesture to
Oh, I love
you know what I mean? Like, those kind of moments in sports are what we look for.
First of all, jerk.
Yeah.
It's Glaber Day. Glaber Torres. So the other day, Josh Naylor of the Cleveland Indians hit a moonshot off of Garrett Cole.
Right.
And ran around the bases like I'm your daddy is what this means.
Yeah.
Like cradling a baby. I'm your daddy.
Right.
So last night, Glaber Day got a ground ball and stepped on second base to end the series, and immediately I loved it. I loved every part of it. I did. Cody Strickland says, by the way, you need to promote that Papa Murphy's s'mores side dish. It's fire.
Hey.
Dude, I'm telling you, if you don't know that Papa Murphy's has take and bake s'mores and take and bake chocolate chip cookie dough,
hey guys,
you're living life the wrong way. NY Monty fan says champions don't act like that. Now he's pulling his kid into a video to soften the public on this and make it go away. Whatever. Well, and there's a lot of people saying that.
Yeah, and I don't even disagree with that. But again, like we can focus on that, and I understand why it needs to be talked about. I get it, but the fact of the matter is that they're moving on from it. You know what I mean? And there's not much we're going to be able to do about it. So I mean, I don't know.
You're not, but you're not. There's nothing. But you're gonna. Here's the thing, and again, I'm not trying to be a jerk about this. You don't have to like it. You're gonna watch it. You are going to watch that.
Yeah.
When Draymond Green's talking about flipping, punching Jordan Poole in the face, you're gonna watch it.
Yes.
How are you not? And this is what I say about, like, it pisses me off that Charles Barkley got paid at TNT because I don't like Chuck. I've interacted with him a ton. I wouldn't say I know him, but professionally knowing him, I can't stand that guy.
Yeah.
But when he's talking basketball, when he's on the Dan Patrick Show, you're going to listen to that. When he's on with Pat McAfee a couple of months ago during the summer talking NBA, you're going to watch that. You don't have to like the guy, but you're going to watch that.
Yeah.
By the way, Charles Barkley got paid. He could make up to $200 million in the next 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. You know.
You do?
I get it. Yeah. I understand it. I mean, what'd you just say?
I hate him.
Yeah.
I said
that.
But
when
you're going to watch.
You're going to watch. So they're going to pay him.
I don't know, man. I think and I see some of you saying you missed the Draymond thing. I'll play. It's only a minute, but I think this is a really important piece of tape because when you look at Draymond, this is Draymond Green talking about when he, punched Jordan Poole in the face. He knew it was going to get out, and his reaction to,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you can hate the guy.
That's good shit. You can hate the guy, but that's good.
It's compelling.
You're watching that.
And that's what I'm saying. Why do we not get? Why do I not get like this season? And maybe we will. I would love to be wrong here, but I would be shocked if the Utah Jazz had that caliber of production on Will Hardy, on Colin Sexton, on Mike Conley. Man, what about Mike? Why could you imagine Mike Conley in that setting talking about, last year?
Ooh. Boyd Lake says maybe he blew up and punched Poole to raise his show's profile. I don't know about that. James Knight says it's not dissimilar to profiting from a crime. No, because what he did was a crime.
Yeah, agreed.
Renee Roca says, I honestly have zero interest in watching the special, but I'm a watch the games and that's it kind of fan. Okay. I was talking about TNT putting on a cheesy video last night featuring Draymond. Oh, yeah, a lot of people hated that.
Yeah.
A lot of people tweeted about that. I agree. Look, I think the NBA is – I love the NBA. Like, it's probably because it's starting now and I'm always right and I know everything. But when the Nets win the Eastern Conference Championship, I'm going to just dance like there's no tomorrow.
Like for instance.
I'm telling you. I love the NBA. Like, it's my thing. I love football. I certainly love baseball. But I think my number one is the NBA. I just am so passionate about it. I watch so much of it. It's amazing. Hullabilly says, but you're right. Draymond definitely put that out. Mike Maple says, how many Jazz fans hate MJ and the Bulls but think The Last Dance is great?
Exactly. Perfect example. Example. Like,
it is.
Again, this is what I mean. Like, how many? So here's the thing that no one ever talks about. So, and this is like cart before the horse conversation type stuff here. So, like, okay, we know the Jazz aren't going to be good. Well accepted fact, not rocket science. We all know that. But how do you bring your fan base into bad basketball? How do you do that? Oh, that's right. You take the conversation off the basketball and you put it on the people. That's how you do that. So put these guys in that setting and ask them really relevant, poignant questions about struggles, about successes. Like, get them to talk. That's what you have to do.
Teddy Wayman says Boston's coming out of the East. Teddy, if Brooklyn wins the East, do you promise to shave your beard?
That's right, T.
Teddy?
And the answer is no. I'm not going to do anything if Boston wins the East because that's coming.
No.
Talking Utah Jazz and the NBA right here on the Monty Show, presented by our good friends at TryDayTrading.com. Anytime we talk NBA, it's brought to you by TryDay Trading. I can only say it so many times. Again, yesterday I had another conversation with a guy about, hey, how did you guys do this? What are you guys doing? How do you go to TryDayTrading.com? I'm telling you, if you are that guy, and there's so many people. I thought it was so cool yesterday that so many people were, talking about their side hustles. We all have one, right? I know guys that do, like the great Jeff Bevan does a beard, product thing, has vending machines. I know a guy that owns a laundromat.
Yeah.
One of the guys I was talking to yesterday, I used to work with at Yelp. He got out of Yelp and bought a laundromat. But the laundromat's been so expensive, he's driving Grubhub on the side. And it's like, so you got out of your 9-to-5 to go into your side hustle to get another side hustle. Like, it's crazy to me, the things that we do. Guys, I'm telling you, the stock market's not going anywhere. There are advantages and opportunities, but you have to know what you're doing, and nobody can teach you about the greatness and the leverage that is in the market like TryDayTrading.com/Monty. TryDayTrading.com/Monty. Just go watch the free webinar. That's it. Take a chance. Go and do it. It costs you nothing to watch this webinar.
Yes.
And the best part is when you start trading, you don't trade with your own money. You trade with TryDayTrading.com's money. They're a local company. They're based in Lehigh. Ryan and the guys at TryDay Trading are fantastic to work with. I'm telling you, they will change your life and all you have to do is watch our free webinar to get it started. Don't take our word for it. How about our guy, Alema?
Alema Harrington here. You know, I've been in the broadcast business going on 30 years now. And after that amount of time, you start to be able to pick some winners. I want to share a winner that I'm aware of with you, and that is my guys at Tri-Day Trading. They're going to teach you how to trade, and then they're going to let you trade using their money and then split the profits with you. That's a pretty winning deal. If you want to register for a free webinar, all you have to do is go to tridaytrading.com/Monty. So for more information, it's tridaytrading.com/Monty. We'll see you there.
Hey, man, like I said, don't take my word for it. Good old Lemma Harrington.
Yes.
Utah Jazz celebrity.
Yeah.
Lemma Harrington, tridaytrading.com/Monty. Jazz open up with the Nuggets tonight. Nuggets are 7.5 points a favorite in that game. The number's 221. Let's talk about the Jazz here at 720. What do you expect out of the Jazz? My expectation out of the Jazz is that they're going to win about 20, 25 games.
Mm-hmm.
I think 30 would be a gift. And my biggest question is, how long are you going to have Lauri Markkanen? How long are you going to have Mike Conley?
Yeah.
How long will those guys be on this team? It is shocking to me. It was also interesting last night reading the comments on YouTube from Jazz fans and people asking Ryan Smith directly, if you're committed to a rebuild, why is Mike Conley still here?
Yep.
Like talking about his contract, talking about his money. And I just thought it was interesting that Ryan Smith yesterday had a lot to say about the Utah Jazz and the fans.
I think we were 5th in payroll last year. And to exit the way we did, that probably hurts the bottom line more than anything else. But we're focused on a goal. And I think that we have some of the most amazing fans in the world. And they're supportive. And I think we're super fortunate because of that.
I think you are super fortunate, but do you take that for granted? I feel like that's a big question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, and the harsh reality of sports is fans don't matter. Do you believe things that Ryan Smith says? Are you on board with him? I am. I think Ryan Smith has done a really nice job of working hard to build infrastructure around the team. And I know that there's people who are frustrated. They don't have a new TV deal. And listen, I totally understand that. I understand people are frustrated with the new uniforms. They're not great. And I think one of the more interesting things, Jake, is that he yesterday on this Q&A with the media talks about the jersey and the fact that, yeah, they're not all great.
It's clear with our fan base over the last, I think, 4 or 5 years, the popularity of the black, whether it was a city edition that we started with and then not even close. Okay. I mean, we have very, very good data on that. I think we are, it's part of an evolution. I mean, there's stuff I really like about the new stuff and stuff I don't like. I'll just be honest. But that's an evolution. And this brand will always be an evolution. I love the iconic note as you look around. I mean, Jay-Z, if you're going to wear a hoodie like that, you better give it to all of us. I don't know where you got that, but I like it. The purple is part of who we are, and we're bringing it back. And that's going to be an evolution as well. You'll see it next year. You'll see it after that. It's also more complicated than probably people know because you've got 2 other teams who are also going black and purple at some level. And if you start planning out over 5 years, you're going to run into each other. And so how you do that in working with the league and Nike, you'll see an evolution between 22, 23, 24. And that's how this is going to go.
Do you buy it? Do you trust him?
Yeah.
Do you believe it?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about jerseys here. I believe him. But, I think that I feel like – so in some ways I feel like Ryan is all about the data. Hey, we have great, hardcore, proven data that our fans love the darker color schemes. Okay, great. No problem with that. But where's the data on other stuff? Like where's the data on how much impact the streaming issues have? Where I think that on some things data is where he goes with it, And then on other things, it's like, yeah, we're working really hard on this and we're trying to get something done. And it's like, all right, yeah, great. But like, I would love to know, does the TV deal preclude you from having a streaming network like the Clippers have? And I know for a fact the TV deal does not preclude you from getting your fans to pay you money for exclusive content. That does not preclude you from that.
No, it doesn't.
I can tell you that right now. So that's why I agree that he said all the right things yesterday. I think he's doing the right things. I think that, the messaging is good. But there are just these little odds and ends that they seem to struggle with, like this whole internet thing, like the jersey thing and how that was planned and how that was executed. And then I think about, just the way the club feels right now. That's what I would say. Like the club, I think could just feel a lot better than it does currently.
I think it'll be interesting to see how long Jazz fans stick around, because if Hullabilly is right and the Jazz lose 134-92 tonight.
But you're going to see a lot of those scores. Like, you need to be prepared for that. You're going to see that kind of score.
Come on now. Can't do that. Cannot do that. James Knight says, Monty, is it true Holly and Bowler are doing a grab for tri-day trading? Could be.
What does that mean, a
I
grab?
have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
And my Monty fan says, will the Jazz stop stacking L's off the court as well? The take note thing was ridiculous. How have you not trademarked take note? Basic. Yeah, I don't know.
Dude.
If you missed it yesterday, Apple took the take note hashtag.
How about that?
And had a rollout of the new iPad line using take note, because it's a huge part of that platform. And when you, yesterday morning, you type in take note, there was an Apple logo next to it. Ryan Smith tweeted at Tim Cook and started a dialogue, and eventually it wound up that take note came back to the Utah Jazz. So, but that was a bit of a fiasco. That what I say about Ryan Smith is I believe in Ryan Smith. I am a guy that I do. I think he's a tech guy jillionaire for a reason. But we need to start seeing better results in the business department. And some of that's the TV deal is what it is. It's contracted. I totally understand it. The uniforms are a complete disaster. The streaming stuff, the third tier content behind the scenes, like how did you not have a camera pointed at Danny Ainge when he traded Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell? How are we not having a Jazz War Room camera docuseries? How are we not following the Jazz around every single day making content on that team? That sells tickets. We know that. How are we not getting daily updates on YouTube? How are we, like, just the basic bare minimum stuff that teams are doing? And it is a lot of work. I totally understand that. We do it every day. It's a lot of work. But you have millions of dollars at your fingertips.
Yeah.
You have the assets and the resources to get that done. Get it done. That's the thing that I think Jazz fans are frustrated with. If you're not going to give us a new TV deal, give us new content. Give us a better uniform. Like the uniform thing, the reason that I'm so hard on Ryan Smith about the uniform thing, this was his deal. He is a minimalist. This is his business practice. And you threw in the purple uniforms as an afterthought.
Yeah.
And now the Suns beat you to the purple retro, which I just don't understand that. And I'm frustrated because I want more Jazz content. I love what they're doing in the building. Vivint Arena is beautiful. They've done a really good job upgrading it for the All-Star game. The player thing's philosophical. If you're pissed they traded Donovan and Rudy, I understand that, but it's the way that the basketball world works, right?
Yeah.
So you can't fault them for that. You can disagree, totally fine.
Yeah.
But there are so many things that you could be doing right now, like moving the G League team to the Maverick Center is absolutely the right thing to do. And the Maverick Center getting upgrades and, being a better facility allows that to happen. Like building relationships. Thank you for that.
Sorry.
Building relationships is a big deal in our community.
Yeah.
Ryan Smith is doing that.
Yeah.
But you got to execute here, man. And I feel like the Jazz just have not executed. And I feel like they've had a lot of losses. The TV thing felt like a loss. The uniforms are absolutely a loss. It's a debacle.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And again, looking at their YouTube channel, like you look and you see like they're doing a lot of repurposing. They're doing a lot of, hey, we did this thing, but what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of, cut a snippet out of that and do a YouTube short, and that's fine. I don't even disagree with that strategy, because YouTube shorts are something that's coming along here. But I don't know, man. I guess because they're an NBA team, God damn it, because they're an NBA team, I just expect a higher level, I guess, man. Like we're doing, and again, I'm not even gonna sit here and say that what we're doing with the Grizzlies is the greatest thing in production value you've ever seen in your life, but we're doing everything that we can do with the resources we have, you know? And that's what ultimately matters. So when you're an NBA team and you have millions of dollars of budget that you can allocate, because it is a choice, like maybe it's not line itemed right now, but if Ryan Smith wanted to, tomorrow they could move a budget and put $3 million into a YouTube series. They could do that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where, for me personally, that's where I'm like, hey, why wouldn't you do that? Give your fans something to be excited about.
Yeah, I think it's pretty amazing that you just can't. And it's what MY Monty fans said. You can't get the basics done. That's what's hard. It's just difficult. Travis Bird says, hate the TV deal. Yes,
I think we can all agree on that.
I would agree with that. James Knight says, Mike will be a Laker by the deadline. Very much could be. Take note, Gate. Jeremy Bolton says, much love and respect to the Millers, but I think Ryan gets them closer to a chip than the Millers. Gage Carter says, certainly. And my Monty fan says, aren't the Kings already black and purple? They are. But now, we were sitting here talking about during the break, I think he's referencing the Suns.
Yeah.
Who are going back to that purple sunburst uniform, which is great. Jeremy Bolton says, purple is black. The Jazz store is filled with 90% of black and yellow.
Yeah.
It is. Are they even going to wear the yellow nasties this year? Teddy Wayman says
10 times.
10 times.
Final.
10 times. I love them. I think they're the best. No, they're not. That's a lie. I'm trying to spin. The black is the best. Yellow second. White's third. That white uniform
is not good, dude.
That's an intramural jersey. It's terrible. Ryan Smith means well, but he seems like a dreamer, not a doer. Ooh. Ow. Nothing wrong with this. He just needs to make sure he gets the right people in place. Basketball-wise, he certainly has done that. Yeah. Justin Zanuck got an extension yesterday. Fabulous job. Danny Ainge, fabulous job. I don't know what they're doing on the business side. I don't think they have a vision for content. I really don't. I don't think they have a vision for what they could be doing or what they should be doing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. That they just don't. You know what I mean? Like they just don't. Holabilly says he's talking about Charlotte and Sacramento or some other teams. He's got to be talking about the Suns.
I have to think.
Yeah. Right?
Because he references that they're going to run into him a bunch. So that's why I think it's the Suns, because it has to be a Western Conference team.
Cody Strickland, that video is 100% edited. That was a cut scene, a poor one at that, but a cut scene. There's a lot of people talking about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's at a minimum, you have to ask the question if it's edited because of how clean it is. It does, to my eyes, it looks nothing like internet issues. It looks like it was edited. That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like, but I don't.
But I just have trouble with that concept. Why would they edit it? It's a stream. Like, there's nothing. You're not trying to hide from something. Like, like logically, the why behind that doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, this is why, exactly. Precisely.
This is why you need to give us a thumbs up right here on the show. Please hit the like button. Help us grow the channel. At 7:30, the biggest stories in sports brought to you by Quack Car Wash. We tell you every single day that Quack Car Wash is the only wash we go to. I went there yesterday in West Valley, and immediately my car got dirty again, but thankfully I have a wash pass, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yes.
That's why you get a wash pass, so you can get your car washed every single day if you really wanted to. But they're friendly. It's quick. I think we were in and out of Quack Car Wash, and there was a line yesterday, but I think we were in and out of there in 5 minutes. Less than that, probably. In West Valley on 53rd, there's a Maverick. And then I want to say it's not how many Canes are in Utah right now, by the way?
I don't know.
They're popping up like everywhere, man. But anyway, right next to the Maverick, there's a Quack there. And we rolled through, got the car wash, got all the Boise dead bugs off of it. And, Yeah, it was awesome. And I'll tell you, it's super fun to go to Quick Quack, so make sure you check them out at Quick Quack Car Wash. I don't think there's any doubt the Utah Jazz opening the season is the biggest story in sports. I think the question is, what do you need this year as a fan? And do you trust Ryan Smith? I mean, it's a very basic question, but do you trust Ryan Smith? I do, actually. I think the problem is you have to be patient.
Yeah.
Because he's on a learning curve as an owner. He's a really smart guy, Ryan. I mean, he understands what he doesn't understand. He turned basketball over to two pretty smart guys. I just don't understand the business side.
Yeah.
The radio deal's terrible. Why their games aren't on KSL radio, I don't know. I mean, I understand that the Jazz own the Zone Sports Network. I understand that. I get it. Their broadcast side is not good. But nobody holds them accountable. And again, in this press conference yesterday, and yes, I'm going to rip the media again, nobody asked the difficult questions. I give credit to somebody, I couldn't hear who it was, but somebody, I think it was Tony Jones, who asked, hey, did Donovan Mitchell demand a trade? Danny Ainge said, that's personal. Go ask Donovan. And I think that was the right answer. But nobody's asking Ryan Smith about streaming. Nobody's asking him about content. Like Andy Larson threw him a softball on the TV deal. But why are you not doing streaming content now? Why are you not?
Nothing holding you back from it.
Yeah. Why are you not doing it now? Why are you not, why was the jersey reveal so low key? Nobody's asking real questions about what's going on behind the scenes that is preventing you from doing these things now. Why is this? And it feels like there's no planning. So the jersey reveal fell on deaf ears because there was no planning. You're not having a purple jersey this year because there was no planning. You don't have a streaming deal or alternate content because there's no planning.
Yeah.
Why is that? What are you going to do to bring fans back to the arena? Because it's going to be largely empty this year. You're going to lose games. You're not going to be good. As a Jazz fan, do you trust Ryan Smith? I am here to tell you I do. He has done some things that I just shake my head at, but I do trust him. I think he is a really smart operator. But the revenue side of this thing is what scares me. I see an economic struggle coming for what? Probably the next 18 months at a minimum. And this is the time you choose not to sell tickets, not to sell uniforms, not to have a TV deal, not to have a streaming deal, not to have different alternative content deals, not to have an app where you have to subscribe to get this content. No new revenue streams. Hope you sell a lot of beer to a half-empty stadium because that's what it feels like this season's going to be. Your merchandise sales are going to be pretty low. That's a huge revenue stream. Your ticket sales are going to be pretty low. That's a huge revenue stream.
Yeah.
Your concessions are going to be pretty low. That's a huge revenue stream. Work with me on this. So the question is, do you trust Ryan Smith? Let's see. Deuce says, I'm about to buy a uniform. No idea which player jersey I should buy. Buy a blank. And we talk about this all the time with Jazz fans.
Yes.
Buy a blank. Deuce, go all in on the yellow, my man. Go all in on the yellow. I think you rock it. I think it's.
You have to embrace it, dude.
But no, he particularly, Caleb rocks it.
Yeah.
You rock that yellow, man. I thought you crushed that yellow hat. Go all in on the yellow, dude. Don't be ashamed of it. If they made size 76 triple XL, I would wear it. That was a self-deprecating fat guy joke. I'm not a jersey guy.
Yeah.
I'm through that phase of puberty where I don't wear.
I'm through that phase of puberty.
Well, the other point is I'm not a Jazz fan either. So if I'm buying something basketball, it's Bulls, but the Bulls actually have great colors in red and black.
Well, and they have the best player in Alex Caruso, so obviously it's it's pretty straightforward.
Don't you mean no, I'm not doing it. My point is, Caleb, go all in on the yellow. Dude, you got to do it. You have to do it. Teddy Wayman says, I've been going to Jazz games for 20 years. Probably not going to make it very often this season. Ow. And Teddy's one of the bigger Jazz fans I know. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deuce says the jerseys definitely look better in person. They do. Oh, that's exactly true, Deuce. They do. Hullabilly says, I really hope Ryan somehow brings the Coyotes to Utah and we have an NHL team. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I would love that. I'm a huge hockey guy. Court McMullen says League Pass with a VPN is the way to go. Or get DirecTV so you don't have to worry about that. 801-424-DISH. The only player that are selling is Clarkson. I would think so. I mean, that's the only option here.
Yeah.
You're not getting a Walker Kessler jersey, right? It's Jordan Clarkson.
I thought you said Walker Kessler.
Like
I thought you said Walker Kessler.
Who else would you even consider?
Cody Zeller.
He got cut.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Stanley Johnson.
He got cut.
Oh, that's right.
Jared Butler. No, don't
start.
Oh,
that's right.
He got cut.
All right.
But
great.
on this roster, Lauri Markkanen, he's not a Jazz
Sexton.
man.
It's Sexton,
It's
dude.
Colin Sexton or Jordan Clarkson.
Yes.
That's it. That's it. No, Hullabilly. No. Hullabilly says, buy a Udoka Azubuike jersey. He's going to get cut. You're going to get cut. Teddy says, I haven't seen enough to trust Ryan yet. Really?
What would it take for you to trust Ryan?
Wow. That's a big statement, Teddy. You haven't seen enough. What would it take? That's a great question. Josh Lovern says Caruso greater than Jordan.
Well, obviously. Idiots.
Jeremy Bolton says, I have a Bulls Caruso jersey that's collecting dust here in my closet. That's all yours. No, that's your kids gave you that.
Sometimes I think I just say shit. Sample what comes out of my mouth.
Come on, man. NY Monty fan says, I'm with you, Teddy Wayman. Wow. You don't trust him either, NY. That's interesting. Alex Shakan says, I'll probably be to more Jazz games this season because tickets are going to be cheap. They won't be cheap. They'll be the same price. You watch. Josh Lovern says, Kelly jersey. If you buy a Kelly Olynyk jersey, I will rip it off your back.
You going to dream on him or?
Wow.
I'll drop that motherfucker.
Hullabilly says Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Chuck.
Gage Carter says, guys, I live in South Carolina. I go to every single game where they play Atlanta and Charlotte. Have been for at least 7 years.
Yeah, dude.
Good on you, man. Good on you. Jazz fans travel. I agree.
Yeah.
Talking with Raphael. Raphael says, I'll buy a jersey. I'll get my name and favorite number. There you go.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Is your favorite number 45? See what I did there? Donovan Mitchell's number.
I don't get it.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay. 40. Sorry. There's nobody that wears 45 on this team. Nobody. James Knight says the number 2 jersey died when Jingles got traded. Well, you ain't wrong.
Yep.
Snooka says just going to put Taysom Hill on a yellow Sharpie. That would be amazing.
Just put Taterade on the back.
That, or if you put Zacky Poo on the back.
Yeah, Zacky Poo. There you go. Zacky Poo.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Hullabilly says, get a custom Zanuck jersey. Oh, my God.
Yes.
What if you got a Danny Ainge Jazz jersey?
A Justin Ainge jersey?
Why would... I don't get it.
Justin Zanuck, Danny Ainge, Justin Ainge.
You mean Jay-Z?
Yeah.
That's right, T.
Justin Zanuck. That's what...
Okay.
That's what Ryan Smith calls Justin Zanuck, Jay-Z.
Yeah, Jay-Z, right.
And he calls Danny Ainge DA.
Right.
Are we calling you RS? Are you an RS5? So you drive an Audi? Do you even lift? Anyway.
No.
NY Monty Van says, I bought a Jazz jersey with my name and favorite number. Bought one for each of my parents, too. Oh, you rock, man. Good on you. F off, Jake. Bringing back memories, LOL. Are you guys over it yet? Are Jazz fans
settle this right now?
Are Jazz fans over Don and Rudy getting traded?
Hell no. Hell no.
Not over it at all.
No way, dude.
Really?
Watching Donnie put up 30 in a Cavs uniform? Come on, dude. Come on.
Really not over that.
Tell me that when both of those guys come back to the Viv, that thing's not going to be sold the hell out.
The Viv.
Come on.
Look at Travis Bird tweeting pictures of Steve Cook at me. You know, Tim Cook, rather. So I said Steve Cook, the fitness guy. Tim Cook from Apple stole your hashtag for like an hour.
There's no way that everyone's over it yet.
At what point do you get over it, though?
Until they're good again. Like, you traded your 2 best players from a playoff team that had Western Conference Finals aspiration And now you're going to ask your fans, yeah, hey, go ahead and forget about all that. We're going to be a 20-win team, and the thing that you can be most excited about is some guy from overseas named VW. Come on, dude.
But how long are your balls blue? Let's just move on. I mean, seriously.
No, it's not just move on for hardcore Jazz fans. I don't think it is. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it is.
Okay.
What are the people saying? I mean, come on.
Let's see. Chacon says I'm over it. I'm ready to watch them start building.
Okay.
Teddy Wayman says, hell no, it hurts seeing Spida in Cleveland. Yeah, it does. I will agree with that. It does bother me. We won't get to. Honestly, he's the reason I went. He's the reason I bought tickets. If we're being totally honest, he's the reason I bought tickets. Gage Carter says, watching Mitch play in Cleveland still hurts the soul.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Kurt Meyer says, I would have to get a 47 for AK. Yes. Yes. Like the damn video, MM says. Yeah, seriously, you guys.
Please.
How do we only have 28 likes and we have 133 people watching this video right now?
Oh, let's go.
Come on.
Let's go.
Deuce says, I was thinking Karl Malone. Stop.
I love that show.
Stop it. Stop it. No. Karl Malone is just not a good human. I can't support that guy at all.
No.
Like, you can't do. Come on, man.
Yeah, can't do it, bro.
Come on, man.
And he's not a winner. Like,
who in the? Yeah, well, for the Lakers, get a Laker jersey with Karl's number on it. What past Jazz men would you get?
Stockton. Yeah.
Russell. What about Ostertag? Okay, I'll stop. Antoine Carr.
Look here, man.
If you're gonna get
you just said Antoine Carr.
You've never heard of him. I get it. Maravich.
I guess, yeah. Pistol Pete solid.
Nobody's getting a Hornacek jersey.
No.
I mean, who is the rando old Jazz man that you would get a jersey made of? And if I'm getting a jersey, it's the yellow.
I got one. Carlos Boozer.
You're a dick. Why would you bring him up on this show?
Oh,
why,
man, dude?
Would you get a Jerry Sloan jersey?
Yeah, probably.
Honestly, if I were a lifer, I'd probably get an LHM jersey. I would just get LHM on the back of a jersey. That's probably what I would do. But
Darren Williams.
So wait, let me get this right. We should get the guy who killed Jerry Sloan.
What now? Let me tell you what now.
Like, I think Darren's actually responsible for the death of Jerry Sloan. Yeah, let's get you jerk. Jeremy Bolton says, I can't wait to watch the Jazz this year getting destroyed in the paint and remembering that we traded one of the greatest defensive players in the game.
Yeah, he's not one of the greatest defensive players in the game.
Wow.
Not even close.
Wow.
One of the best rim protectors in the game. That's it.
David Glover says, seeing Donovan and Rudy's names on different teams this morning on my FanDuel was trippy. So you're a FanDuel guy.
Yeah.
You're a FanDuel guy.
Yeah.
A lot of people, it's funny. A lot of people fly under the radar. Dude, gambling in the state of Utah is explicitly illegal. You're going to hell.
You're going to hell.
Don't gamble. Do you guys gamble?
Don't gamble, don't gamble, don't gamble. Hey, by the way, FanDuel.com, don't gamble, don't gamble.
What's funny is people are like, gambling's illegal here. You're going to hell. You will lose your temple recommend if you gamble. Right? Like, that's what the messaging is, right? You will go to hell. You will go straight to hell. You will not pass heaven.
Get your VPN. Get your VPN.
Right? I just think it's so funny that people are like, oh, I don't gamble. It's illegal here. Give me a dime, -7. Take the Utes, -7. Right?
It's so true, though.
Hey, by the way, gambling's illegal. Hang on, I got to take this call. Oh, hey Willie, can I get a parlay here? 90-16 parlay.
Me?
Right. Donovan to play less than 10 games on a broken leg. Rudy, bruised labia. He's out for the year. Okay.
Pause, bro. Pause.
Right. Like.
Thanks, bro. Gambling's illegal. Gambling's illegal. Gambling's illegal.
Yeah, exactly right. Brandon Whiteside says we're happy with the tank. Nobody's happy with a tank, and they're not tanking. Thamor says, I'm waiting for the Jazz versus Cavs game for fans to split their personalities.
Yeah.
Seriously. BB says we need to ask Don if he asked for a trade. MY Monty fan says, despite not being happy about the Jazz right now, yes, I'm going to get League Pass, and yes, I will watch the games.
Well,
You'll watch like a quarter of the games, and you'll be like, oh, Brooklyn and Philly, let me turn that one on.
Yeah, aren't you committed to watching the games now with how much has happened this summer? Like, isn't it like, it's like the Draymond punching a guy in the face and then making a docuseries. You're not going to watch Draymond punch someone in the face and then not watch the docuseries. It's like, come on.
Harris LaChance coming up at 8:30, presented by Papa Murphy's Pizza. Make sure you use the promo code Monty25 when you order your Papa Murphy's Pizza. Talk to Harris about BYU.
Questions abound.
We'll talk to Harris coming up at 8:30. Looking forward to that. Liberty Flames this weekend. Check the line on the BYU game. I wonder if it's still -5.
Let's see.
I wonder where they're at with that.
No gambling.
No gambling. Hey, man, can I get a nickel on Liberty? Hey, I got a roll of quarters from my laundromat. Can I get a dime on? I'm a jerk. BB says, but if we get Victor, I'm okay with being gone. And I think that's probably Cody's or Brandon Whiteside's point about that, Oh, Carlin says Ronnie Brewer. Oh, David Glover says Howard Isley.
Dude, the line has moved. It's now -6.5.
For BYU?
Yes.
Wow. Hey, can I get a nickel on BYU to cover?
Dude.
Okay, Ronnie Brewer's an amazing pull. Jeremy Bolton says, I'm totally getting Jaron Collins or Milt Palacio. Wow. Teddy Wayman says, I get horny. You get horny when you put a jersey on?
That came out wrong. Yeah, that came out wrong.
Teddy,
boy.
Dude, this is a family show. Don't talk about getting horny.
Yeah, this is a family show, dude. We don't talk about that stuff.
New York Monty fan says, Kyle Malone or John Stockton, baby. Kyle Malone.
Don't deliver on Sundays.
Kyle Malone. Mailman don't deliver on Sundays.
No Sundays,
I am not a Karl Malone guy.
Yeah.
Neither are his children, from what I understand. Okay, sorry, that was a
cold-blooded.
Ask Kobe's wife. Boyd Lake says Stockton or Adrian Dantley. Yes. Mark Eaton, of course. No, you would not be, Mar. Stop it. Costa Kufis. BB says, Okor would be great. Memo would be amazing. Absolutely. Hullabilly says, Money Man Mehmet Okor. Let's see. NY Monty fan says, I have a Dantley and a pistol. Do you really?
Yeah, the pistol jersey's sweet.
Gage says AK-47. Oh, stop, Raphael. Dante Exum. But see, it'd have to be an Australian national team jersey because he never played for the Jazz. I mean, he tore that rectum up the minute they drafted him. What's up.
Rectum, he damn near killed him.
Rectum. Damn near killed him.
Oh, I got Rodney Hood.
No, stop. Rodney's Hood does not belong on this show.
Ricky Rubio.
Derek Fisher. Kenai Johnson. But look, the eyes and the surgery and the child. Derek Fisher. What a cock. M. Alvarez says Daryl Bailey, of course. Holly Rowe. How about a Holly Rowe jersey? H. Rowe on the back of the... Okay, let's move on. James Knight says, speaking of merch, when's the next drop? Let's get in the studio first. We have internet in our studio now.
Oh, and it's beefy.
No, I was talking about the internet.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
They know that. I wear a size 15 shoe. They know that. Teddy says, I play FanDuel in Prize Picks every day, LOL. No, you don't.
Don't gamble. You can't gamble. No gambling.
Ronnie, send an agent over to Teddy Wayman's house. I was watching those hacks on YouTube. I saw this guy.
Those little YouTubers.
I saw some jerk bag with a huge beard. He said he was betting on gambling.
And then he went to Cabela's in his orange vest and went on a deer hunt.
From what I understand, he also watches R-rated movies and drinks caffeinated beverages. If you could go to his house, pack his shit, and move him to Nevada quickly, thanks. Yeah, we're going to need to move that Wayman guy out to... Stop.
Okay, that was funny. That was funny, bro.
I picked Don on FanDuel and Bogey. You do, can I? Okay. Boyd Lake says, with a gentle push and a mild arc, the cowhide globe hits home. Hot Rod Hundley. Yeah, get a Hundley jersey. Absolutely get a Hot Rod jersey. Antoine Carr would be a cool jersey. Never Adam Keefe. Oh, Adam Keefe. What about his name went right out of my head. Oh my God. He used to do the color for the Jazz. Oh, the white guy.
The white guy, thanks.
Welcome to Utah. Oh my God.
Yeah, this guy over here.
Oh my God. I can't think. I'm out. I'm dead. My brain stopped working. Kurt Myers says we only gamble on BYU. I think no.
On the New Skin Radio Network.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to go with New Skin. I knew it. MM says I gamble every day I drive in Utah. Nope. Matt Harpering. God, I'm old.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting just get a harp jersey. No. San Diego State Essex says the Prop 27 underhanded message is vote yes, gamble, and help the homeless in California. There you go. Jacob DeLambo says we won't miss Rudy.
Well,
there you go. Cody Strickland says, I can't trust Ryan right now. He has to prove it. 3 years at least, a hell of a run in the Western Conference before I can say he's trustworthy.
Well,
okay. I'm with that. Costa Koufis. How many Costa Koufis? Ref Carlin Lefevre's like, yeah, Costa. Yeah,
Who the f*** is that guy?
I'm doing it. Carlos Arroyo. Brandon Whitestone said Carlos Arroyo. Carlin says Raul Lopez.
Raul Lopez.
No, it's not Raul.
It's Raul.
It's Raul Neto.
Yeah.
How long do you guys think the Jazz keep Markkanen? Like 15 minutes?
Yeah.
15 minutes. LOL, Teddy says, you mean alcoholic beverages. Thank you. Yeah, that Teddy Wayman guy's got a kegger. We're going to need to move him to the border.
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
What's the place with the casinos on the Nevada border?
Wendover.
Yeah. We're going to need to move those Wayman degenerates out to the Wendover border. Let them play their parlays and drink their moonshine there. Teddy Wayman. You walk into Teddy's living room and there's like a still.
And
amazing. No, the White Shadow, that's amazing. Hullabilly says Keith McLeod. That's awesome. Jeremy Bolton says, I'd love a Mark Jackson jersey in highlighter yellow. No, you wouldn't. NY Monty fan says, Dominique Wilkins Jazz jersey, what could have been? Dominique Wilkins. I used to remember those cartoon T-shirts.
Yes.
I remember those. I also remember we used to do football at 50, 10 of the hour, every hour here on the Monty Show. Presented by Papa Murphy's Pizza. We'll get back to the Jazz coming up. Don't forget Harris LaChance coming up, presented by Papa Murphy's Pizza. Use promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase or more. Let's talk about Jera's tongue. That came out wrong. My bad. Jerry Jones tells Robert Kraft not to F with him. So the owners' meeting in the NFL was quite eventful. Jera is the only one that doesn't want to renegotiate the contract of Roger Goodell. Commissioner of the National Football League. He likes gambling, too. Maybe Teddy should be the commissioner of the NFL. My point is, Roger Goodell's up for contract.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones wants him to take a pay cut. All the other owners want to pay him. Robert Kraft and Jerry Jones get into an argument, and Jera's like, don't you touch me, boy! Skeeters! And he literally, according to ESPN, Jerry Jones says to Robert Kraft, don't you F with me. Don't you F with me. And it got heated between Robert Kraft and Jera Jones. Like, you know what I envision with Robert Kraft and Jerry Jones? Like, they're fighting over the masseur. Right? And they're two old guys. And it's like they're pushing and shoving, and some guy breaks a hip from osteohyporosis.
Right.
Like, you're two old farts, dude. What could you possibly be upset about? You're billionaires, and you don't want to pay a guy who's making you money. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
No sense at all. And this is what I hate about our country. It's two white rich guys who don't realize how good they have it.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like with Jera.
None.
You know, like it just, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, there's no appreciation. Absolutely none. And that's the problem with it.
That's absolutely the problem with it. How much damage has the last 2 years done to the NFL?
I mean, a good bit. Deshaun, this stuff now coming out with, what we're talking about now. Like, yeah, I mean, there's a whole laundry list of
concussions.
Concussions, like
the Tua thing,
all
the sexual assault.
Yeah, I mean, you just have endless. I think back to the stuff with Kareem Hunt. I think back to the stuff with Zeke. I think back to like Ray Rice, Greg Hardy. Like, you can go down this long ass list of guys just doing terrible things. I think about the wide receiver from the Raiders who crashed his Corvette and like went to jail and like all this stuff that just happens, and it's like, dude, like, I understand it, man. These guys play a very violent game for a living, and that causes a percentage of them to do some things that are not great. But at some point, you have to figure this out, man. Because I do have to say, football is just not my number one, but we have to watch it because it's most people's number one. Like, if I didn't do this show,
watch it.
Like, if I didn't do this show, I'm not sure that I'd take in nearly as much as I do.
If we didn't do this show every day, how much football would you watch?
I don't think
honest
that much,
to God,
dude. I am much more of a basketball, hockey, baseball guy, man. Like, that's kind of my jam.
I think I would probably not watch nearly as much NFL.
Like, I would watch the big time stuff. Like, I would like big time college football, or prime time NFL.
I'm always going to be a college football fan. Always. I love it. I'm passionate about it. The NFL loses me. Like the concussion stuff, the sexual abuse stuff, like the Jerry Jones story where he's alleged to have forcibly kissed and groped a woman.
Yeah. That's not great.
But who's surprised?
Yeah, nobody.
There's no consequences for rich white guys doing.
And then
doing
time
things.
goes by, everyone forgets about it, and we're good to go.
Yeah, I just don't think there's. I don't think there's any consequence. Why are you pointing at the floor, Mrs. Monty?
Yeah, what the hell is going on here?
I just don't think there's any consequences. Seriously.
This is going to be a comment about the fact that we both have tan pants on and the same shoes.
Oh, is that what this is?
Did you guys text each other last night and say, "Hey, what are you going to wear tomorrow?" I think I'm going to wear my tan pants. I'm going to wear my black shirt. And are you going to wear your black Nikes?
What is this?
You enabled her.
I'm
not the one. Like, listen.
Like what?
Football 50 presented by Papa Murphy's Pizza. 10 of the hour, every hour. We bring you the biggest stories in football. And listen, today we're the Grizzlies are having a golf outing. And we have to, one of the things we have to do is go to their golf outing. Note I didn't say go play golf because I don't think I could hit a golf ball straight. I think I could probably hit it 300 yards, but I could not hit it straight.
Yeah.
But, so we're wearing golf attire. And I'm wearing Air Maxes, black Air Max 97s. We. Two Olsen dickhead.
Yeah,
guys.
thank you. Thank you.
We're wearing black Air Max 97s, and I've got on some tan golf pants.
So I said, yeah.
And Mrs. Monty doesn't.
Yeah, no, she just comes in, hot take, and then she's out. Like, that's just how it goes, what are we supposed to do?
And you know what? The thing that bothers me about Mrs. Monty so much is she's never thanked me for her own shoe game.
Right.
Like, she's got fire shoe.
See ya.
She's got fire shoe game.
Yeah.
Does she ever thank me for it?
No.
Does she ever say, hey, honey, let me slurp and splash because
let me slurp and splash
because you got me into the shoe game all those years ago, and now I have a fire shoe collection. Do I ever get that kind of homage? No, I don't.
Seems like a great opportunity to slurp and splash.
I get this. Oh wow, you guys are wearing the same pants, dickheads. Like, that's what I get. That's what I get.
I thought it was cute. You guys are like matchy. Not
go.
everybody can see that, but
here we go.
Here
we go.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. Explain. Cody Strickland wants to know. Explain how you guys watch all these games. Do you pick a game to watch and you pick one and talk with each other about it, or do you change the channel every 5 minutes? It's pretty straightforward. Yeah. It is pretty straightforward. We do all of that.
Yeah.
We have Sunday ticket. We watch all the college games. Like, it just depends on.
Okay, well, we don't watch all the college games. Like,
well, I do.
We
You usually
game.
don't watch any college football.
Like but you're not watching the rando 10 a.m. matchup. Like, it's not like we
I
sit
watched
all
just
day.
about. I watched as on my phone. I watched as you were there, bro. I watched as much Alabama, Tennessee as I could on my phone.
Yeah.
Like, sitting up waiting for the. At the Grizzlies game, we left and, like, watching Utah, watching BYU. Like, you find ways to make it happen. Trust me, DVRing, watching back again. Like, it's on Sunday, we flip around every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We do. Like, NBA, we flip around every 5 minutes. So, let's see. James Knight says the Monty Show at the Mav has a very nice ring to it. Yeah. Hopefully Monday we'll be at the Mav. We'll see about that. What about that Ante Tomich jersey? Yeah, you could do that. You could do that. Absolutely. Giggity says Mrs. Monty sounds salty that she was left out of the matching clothes today.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
She has terrible taste in clothing, so she isn't on my level. She doesn't, she's got nothing to say about that, apparently. Do you guys ever get the backpack Nike? I don't have a Nike backpack, no.
No.
Holabilly says golf outings are vital for my boys and I. Yeah, you got to have them. Got to have them. Deuce says, I want some Air Max 97s next on my list. They're amazing. I have 3 pairs. I have white, red, and black. As comfortable as anything you'll ever wear.
Do we mean the shoe that has the fanny pack on the back? Because we do have that one. The utility has the little fanny pack on the back.
I got the Jordan with the backpack on it. I don't have it down here, so I can't show it to you, but it's amazing. I love that shoe. I do. What? I mean, do you like it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
No,
shoe.
it sucks.
That's a good shoe.
Did you get it?
No.
Well,
don't need it.
It's what neat. I have almost 200 pairs of shoes. Do I need another pair of shoes? By the way, I did delete the Nike and sneakers app off my phone now.
Yeah.
Gary Vaynerchuk terrified me.
Oh, what did he say?
He said,
"There's a microphone.
That's a microphone in your. Sorry, this is just a talk show we do. This is a talk show we do. So.
What did Gary say? I missed it.
Gary Vaynerchuk. Don't forget Harris LaChance in 25 minutes. Gary Vaynerchuk said that with the markets and the economy, that you have to control your spending, and that. He was saying the thing that he was pointing out is he's like, if you don't use your Netflix or Hulu, why are you subscribing? And if you have 5 streaming services, why are you doing that? Mm-hmm. And he said it's not just that, but look where you spend your money. So while I was taking the boys to the pool last night,
right? Yeah.
I opened up my Amex app.
Uh-oh.
And I mean, quite literally, beyond the studio equipment thing where I've spent $8 million trillion.
Right.
The only things I buy are clothing and shoes. That's it. Like, I don't spend my money on nothing else. Like, I don't have direct bills. Like, I even canceled my subscription to Apple News last night.
Yeah.
I was like, Google News is free. Why do I need to be paying for that? The only news service I pay for is the New York Times and the Athletic so I can read Tony Jones.
Right. Yeah.
Other than that, I don't subscribe to anything. And Gary Vee last night was basically saying, hey, you know that we're going to be in an economic slowdown for the next 18 months. Time to get pragmatic. Time to look at the way you spend your money.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was counting my shoes the other morning. I have just in this one area where my shoes are, I have over 100 pairs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pushing.
Bro.
What is my dog doing? At least put the mic down by his face.
That's some Jerry Jones stuff right there.
Yeah. No. Stop with that tongue in his mouth. Like, that's brutal. And now it's too late. He's done throwing up, I think, everywhere. Please throw up again. You guys probably can't hear it, but it's not good. Anyway, my point is, so I deleted the Nike and the sneakers app off my phone.
I did too this morning.
And Mrs. Monty canceled Netflix yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just a smart thing to do. Like, it's worrisome for me. Like, am I the only one that worries about the economy?
No, I don't think so. I think
that's my dog. Oh God. There you go. Boyd Lake says Wall Street Journal is worth getting. I agree. Clothing, you only wear black T-shirts. Haha, Monty, what are you? You are the best. Well, fuck, black T-shirts are expensive. Excuse my French.
Yeah.
You know, but I like long sleeve stuff. I've gotten into Callaway pullovers lately because they're super comfortable.
Yeah.
And you can wear them in multiple climates. Like,
yeah.
It's just crazy. The things I've spent money on, the only major purchases not related to building our studio lately have been my Epic Pass renewal, shoes, and clothing. That's it. And I'm out. Like, I can't do it. I just think you can't. Talking with Raphael
on PBS Radio.
Says, Jake, do you see the Yankees beating the Astros? Yeah, not probably.
It's gonna be
Astros
close,
have too much pitching.
Yeah, I was going to say the pitching is the thing, and I think that the Yankees are. There are times where the Yankees are very much a chase team where they're constantly out of the zone, and I think that that's what'll decide the series ultimately. Like if they stay disciplined, they'll win. If they chase, they're gonna lose. Like it's that simple.
BB says, Monty, you should show the Jazz media how to set up a media microphone. I mean, it's like trying to hear whisper questions. I mean, the Jazz, this is 2022. It's brutal. It's absolutely brutal. Here on the Monty Show, presented by the Advocates, UtahAdvocates.com. Good idea to clean house, reduce waste spending. Great advice for any time, Boyd Lake says it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I would encourage you to go through and look at where you spend your money. It's not something I would tell you to do regularly because it's not enjoyable. But for me, it was like we did our taxes recently, and I was looking through my bank statements. It's shoes for me.
You're so fucked.
In the last year, I spent over $14,000 on shoes.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I don't need to do that. That's want to, that's not have to. And I do want to. I do enjoy collecting shoes. It's one of the things I collect.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the thing I collect is usually between $100 and $200.
Yeah.
And right now, that's just not where I want to be putting my money.
Yeah.
With snow season coming, I'm going to Tahoe. We're going to Denver. I'm trying to get to Denmark and Switzerland because I want to go to Copenhagen and I want to go to Austria. And so I'm not looking to spend a bunch of money.
Y'all feel me?
You know, like, and with the economics, I'm in a sales business. You know, like we're in sales. So it's one of those things where you have to be really pragmatic. And I would tell you, hey, hit the like button right now.
Please.
But in all seriousness, this is why I tell you, man, this is why I tell you that, you know, people like supporting small business like our good friends at Barbecue Pit Stop. You got to do it. You absolutely have to do it because I think when you go to the guys at Barbecue Pit Stop, one, their prices are outstanding, but you're pumping money into the local economy. And I just think that is the right way to go about it. bbqpitstop.com. They have 5 locations from Logan, Layton, Lehigh, St. George, and right here in the good old city of Murray.
Yeah.
Those are all local business owners. Those are all franchise locations. Like, go support local, man. Like, the guys at Barbecue Pit Stop give you great advice. And if you're looking for a smoker, man, don't ever go back to propane or barbecue. I'm all in on the smoker. All you got to do is pour the pellets into the thing that turns them over and stuff, the hopper. The hopper. And don't do what Jake does, which is pour the pellets all over my garage floor and then don't clean them up and just leave them there like a...
That wasn't even me. That was not me.
Oh, my God.
It wasn't.
I will snap on you. Snap-on tools are good. Anyway, the point is, pour them into the hopper and then put those wings on there. Dude, wings, pizza, steak, brisket, turkey for Thanksgiving. Hook it up. Barbecue Pit Stop, bbqpitstop.com. Please tell them Monty sent you. Absolutely the best place to go. ABC says Switzerland's amazing. It is. ABC says, with all due respect, drop LOL.
Yeah.
Josh Levering says, Bears looking to trade Quinn. Wow. Well, why would you trade
With all
Quinn?
due respect.
Robert Quinn's a great pass rusher.
All due respect.
He's got value. You know, stop, Boyd Lake. Boyd Lake says, go Stros. How do I block Boyd? Do you know how to do that?
I don't.
M. Alvarez says, I bet you would rather have your dog coughing like that rather than his butt issues. Yeah. Again, what do I spend my money on?
Vacuums.
My dog's hemorrhoids. That's what I spend money on. Seriously. Monty, go to Lauterbrunnen Valley in the Bernese Alps. Don't think I won't. Me and Jake will go there. Mrs. Monty will stay home and watch the dogs.
Yeah, and then you guys are going to be all pissed off when the show's not on for like 3 weeks.
NY Monty fan says, I'm going to grill up some steaks for lunch today. I'm at the home office. Love it.
Go.
My guy, let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Hey, you better be writing off that home office, though.
Yes, you better be. Alex Chacon said, my family just bought me back a whiskey from Denmark. It's one of the best whiskeys I've ever had. That's what I'm saying.
We don't drink alcohol in this state.
That's what
we drink no alcohol in this state.
Yeah, we do.
No alcohol, no gambling. Okay.
ABC says Swiss cheese more porous than the BYU defense. Nothing's more porous than the BYU defense.
That's right, T.
It was a joke. I was kidding.
Damn.
I was kidding. Harris LaChance in 20 minutes. Real quick, can we talk about NIL? Because this thing with Utah, I don't know if you guys heard this, and I'm serious. I want your opinion on this. A certain institution offered a certain Utah Ute $1 million to transfer.
Yeah.
A current Utah Ute. Now, Mark Harlan, the AD at Utah, called that AD at that school and killed it. But if you're a young college athlete, how are you turning down $1 million? And he did. And who was it? Who on the Ute football team, it's got to be defense, was offered $1 million? You can't tell me good old Devon Vele is worth $1 million.
No.
Brant Keithy? Could be. Dalton Kincaid?
Could be.
But I don't gather this happened this week. But I'm telling you now, I think it's Clark Phillips.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people who believe, we don't know it to be fact, there's a lot of people who believe it was USC that offered Clark Phillips $1 million.
Yeah.
You buy that story? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this happens all the time in
guys don't tight
in college football. I mean, in basketball clearly too. But like, I think that NIL
less than basketball.
Listen, NIL is this thing where you're either on the train or you're off the train, right? Like you're either you're an institution like SC who is clearly out there being aggressive and getting after it. Or you're like Utah, where you're behind the curve and your head coach is constantly talking about how he needs more resources, a.k.a. money, moolah, bread. Like, you need money to go and get some of these guys. And unfortunately, it's gift-wrapped and packaged like, hey, it's a pay-for-play thing. And to me, that's not what it is.
But your point about what Witt said, I think is are you ready for this? You ready for this? A really salient point.
Whoa.
Listen to Kyle Whittingham right here talking about NIL.
Well, we got to ramp up our NIL stuff. I tell you right now, we're a little bit behind, and we've got to make some progress in that area. And hopefully we can get that going and get a little more resources. But right now, it's going to be challenging.
It's going to be challenging.
Yeah.
Do you buy? He had to have known when he said that.
Yeah.
He had to have known.
Yeah, 100%.
And my point is, if I'm a DB, I'm not leaving Utah for USC.
Well, the path is clear for the defense at Utah.
But doesn't it make sense for USC to be operating like this now? You know they dominated the transfer portal last offseason, and that's how you wound up with guys like Caleb Williams. You know that Lincoln Riley is a major operator in the transfer portal. Doesn't it make sense for USC to be operating like this? I say, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And I say, yeah, it does because they've got the booster money. And how this would happen is an NIL collective, not dissimilar to Coug Connect, who is by far the best NIL collective in Utah. But an NIL collective went to a player and said, hey, bro, we've got $1 million for you if you transfer to X school.
Right.
And I don't know how the kid didn't take it, but is this bad for college sports? Is this bad for college football? I actually don't think it's bad. I think it's a very good thing. Number one, you have quality players at Utah. That's fabulous. Number two, I think this is better for the kid because now he has access to way more money. And number three, I think this shows you the devaluing need, the devaluing necessity to have the NCAA in place. Mm-hmm. See, and I think when you look at that kind of money, Jake, I think you're looking at the fact that the NCAA isn't vital anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need the organization itself, but what I think is happening here is this is as usual a matter of opinion. Like there's nothing illegal about setting up an NIL deal where like the collective, like Coug Connect, as he was just saying, goes to a company or something and says, hey, we're looking to set up a deal, a sponsorship deal, an NIL deal for Clark Phillips, and we're going to get him to come to SC. That's not illegal. What is illegal is saying, hey, here's $1 million, come to SC, right? Like, you can't just do it straight up. You need that built-in packaging or, whatever you want to call it, branding of, hey, this company, Built Bar, is going to pay $1 million into the program, and Clark Phillips is going to be the poster child for that. So that's why I say I think NIL is just like anything else. It is, yes, it is pay for play, but you have to understand how to play that game, and you have to understand how to put deals together with companies. There's that sales piece in it that Utah, I don't think, has a good grip on. Because when I hear Kyle Whittingham say, hey, we're behind the curve, we got to catch up, we got to improve our efforts, we got to get more resources. As soon as I heard the word resources, that's money, man. That's what he's talking about. We need more money to go out and chase guys. And yeah, if I'm USC, if I have the Trojan branding, if I have Lincoln Riley and Caleb Williams and all these other guys, yeah, you're damn right I'm going out with my war chest of money, and I'm going after guys, because who's going to stop me? Who's going to say no? Okay.
Nobody.
The AD called us and said, well, we can't do it. We're shutting this down. You're not, that player's not going where you want him to go. Okay, great. I get it. But why wouldn't you try? Because, just like in sales, it's a contact sport. The more you try, the higher your percentages go up. So if they do it 10 times, they probably get 2-3 players.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm split on this. I certainly don't think it's bad. This was made out to be some like villain type stuff. This is not bad. It's
but
legal.
Here in Salt Lake, it was made out to be a villain type stuff. In LA, the narrative's probably a little different.
All right, let's get your thoughts on this. Harris LaChance coming up in 10 minutes or so. Let's see. Hola Billy says the Chicago Bears should trade the entire team. Why do you hurt me? Why do you say mean things?
With all due respect.
NY Monty fan says, sounds like U of U needs to step up their NIL game. It's not a secret. Well,
yeah.
Seriously. Kurt Meyer says A&M. Absolutely.
Precisely.
Josh Lovren says USC just doing right by the student athlete. Of course. I mean, who, they're trying to make men and stuff. Hola Billy says Keith or Clark, in my opinion. Yeah, I would agree. Shock Collins says Cam Rising after his game against USC. My God. 801 West Valley says I'll go for $500K. 500? I'll go for $250K.
Yeah.
Let's go. You can get Jake and I. Cut me a check for $500,000. You can have Jake and I at the same time. Okay, that sounded kind of nefarious. Let's move on. That's terrible. Boyd Lake says we should rename BYU's defense Make-A-Wish. Bring in your struggling QB, and we'll give that quarterback successful experience of a lifetime, guaranteed. Wow. Wow, Boyd. Be nice. Boyd Lake. ABC says, with all due respect.
Yeah, with all due respect, man.
Mark Hale says, so Utah interfered with the student-athlete's ability to earn $1 million? I think so.
All due respect.
I think so. Tom Basilius says Clark Phillips.
Agreed.
801 West Valley says, pay to play, baby. Get on board. You have to.
Yes.
That's exactly right. Get on board with it. You have to. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Honestly, I don't. NCAA violations directly correlate to successful programs. Well, we all wonder.
But isn't that life, though? Like, aren't the most successful people the people that push the envelope? Right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're going to sit around, absolutely.
Like, if you're going to sit on your hands during NIL, yeah, you're going to lose. Like, you got to push it here.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. Kurt Meyer says Boyd is getting salty.
Well,
Sorry if you're offended by that.
Josh Levern says Whittingham sounds like he's coaching at Oregon State with some of those comments. Well, and that's the problem. And there's a real conversation in this. And I know that we've had this conversation often on the show about this being a small market. I don't understand it for the life of me. I feel like whether it's a Jazz or Utah, I feel like there's a lot of people in this town that operate like it's a small market.
Yeah.
And you know what? I wish I understood it. I don't. I wish that I had a firm grasp on why people want to operate like that, because if you're Utah, you have to operate like you're in Los Angeles. You have to operate like you're the biggest, baddest program in the world. It's why I tip my cap to BYU so much. This is why, because they operate like they're the king of the world.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you? Because you are. That's a God's honest truth. You are. It is absolutely a lifestyle. It is not. Is it reality? Well, yeah, because you're going to make it reality. And I'm tired of hearing about all these programs who are like, oh, we don't have the resources. We don't have the manpower. We can't do that. No, we've never done that.
The internet sucks.
We do it this way, so leave it this way. And it's like, no, dude. Like, if you're at Utah, you got to get on board with NIL.
Yeah.
There is no NIL pipeline at Utah. None. How is that possible? That there is no NIL pipeline there.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me. BYU, just, hey, man, TDS, bro.
Yeah.
Down there dominating NIL in the state of Utah.
guys.
Dominating. It's unbelievable to me that you can have somebody like CougConnect.com who will sell you. You want to talk about subscriptions, and I'm serious. You should do it. It's worth it. CougConnect.com.
Yeah.
Click subscribe, and you can pay them $10 a month, and most of that money goes back to the player, and they'll give you exclusive interviews, exclusive content. Cody Epps dropped a merch line this week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable that you can't. How does Dalton Kincaid not have a T-shirt commemorating his performance this past weekend? I don't know. I don't know. The answer is I don't know. And it's the same thing I say about the Jazz. If you're gonna have a mindset of being in a small market, you're always going to be a small market team.
Keep it real.
BYU doesn't operate that way. Tom Homo is, in my opinion, the best athletic director in the country because he doesn't operate in a small market mindset.
Yeah.
Well, we can't get anybody to come here because of the honor code. Who cares? We use it as a tool. Remember, I'll never forget Bronco Mendenhall saying to me, we don't recruit and apologize for the honor code. We recruit and use the honor code as an asset in recruiting. And that was just such a light bulb moment for me. Like, dude, exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. The honor code at BYU is an asset. It's not a liability in recruiting. And if we could all do that, if we could all have that major market mindset, it would change our lives.
Yeah.
It would change our lives. And I just can't for the life of me figure out why the Utah Jazz and the Utah Utes won't operate like that.
Yeah.
I can't. Look, I understand not wanting cameras at practice or closing your practices, Kyle Whittingham. Totally get that. And I think, I don't know Kyle personally, but I've been around him long enough to know he is absolutely a big mind thinker. He does not think about he does not think about the little things, and he is a big picture guy.
Right.
And he sounds like a guy who's frustrated with the way that NIL and transfer portal has worked at Utah. And to me, it sounds like when you listen to him talk that he's a guy, if you listen to Kyle Whittingham in this bite, he sounds like a guy who's playing with one arm tied behind his back.
Well, we got to ramp up our NIL stuff. I tell you right now, we're a little bit behind, and we've got to make some progress in that area. And, hopefully we can get that going and get a little more resources. But right now it's going to be challenging.
He doesn't sound like he's a guy who's like, that's not him saying I'm not doing NIL or transfer portal. What that sounds like is a guy who's like, I don't have the infrastructure I need to thrive in NIL and transfer portal. How are you with Eccles on every flipping building and Huntsman on every other building, not dominating with your boosters, not dominating with your alumni? How is it that BYU just continues to get corporate money in? Built Bar, Qualtrics. Like, anybody notice that Ryan Smith is putting his money where his mouth is at BYU? That Danny Ainge is around the basketball program? Like, they're do you understand the alumni that is in the Utah base?
Yes.
The Utes have tremendous alumni. I go back to a guy named John Madsen.
Yep.
Former tight end, played in the NFL. John Madsen, like the Barton family. John's a prolific personal trainer and life coach now, but like when he was here, he trained high school athletes to go play football at Utah. That's what he did.
Yep.
And he's very good at it. And that's where it stops. Now, I mean, I think we all know the Britton Covey story last year.
Yeah.
that Covey was the guy really driving the NIL bus.
And he was able to get something done, but like after that, it's like, there's not really been anything.
It's amazing.
We're getting more stories about USC trying to poach players than you guys putting together NIL deals.
Yeah, and again, to be clear, we don't know that USC is the school that offered this player $1 million. But, it's fascinating to me that people don't embrace the idea that this is good for your program.
Yeah.
Like I look at this, you being offered $1 million is good for your program. They said no. You had a football player at your school say, no, I'm not interested. Thanks.
Yeah.
You had a Utah football player turn down $1 million.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for your school. I don't know why he turned it down or how it turned it down, or did somebody sit on his chest and tell him they're not going to get off until he says no? I don't know. I'm not sure how that happened. But I just look at what Utah has going on. I look at the Aaron Lowe Ty Jordan helmet this weekend.
Yep.
Utah's on a great run. It's unfortunate they lost the UCLA game. But I don't know. This thing with NIL and this thing with this $1 million thing is.
I just think that you have to I agree with what Witt said. You have to get more resources. You got to have line item budget for NIL now. It is the way. It is what you have to do as a P5, D1 program. You have to.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm all in. I'm team Kyle Whittingham all day. I am.
Yeah, and I think the masses are too. I have to be honest. I think most people agree that Kyle Whittingham's great for the program. I just think he's a little hesitant.
I think there's a lot of people who blame him for the NIL transfer portal thing, and I don't know. I just have so much respect for Kyle Whittingham and the things he's accomplished at Utah.
Yeah.
I just think we're really lucky to have the caliber of head coach that we have in this state.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Kalani at BYU, Witt, you just have, I don't know about Utah State right now without calling people out, but you look at what's going on at Weber, you look at what's going on. Everywhere in the state, we have some pretty solid coaching.
Yeah, Real Salt Lake, right?
Why? We almost made it an entire show without bringing up the claret and cobalt.
Sorry,
but I think Kyle Whittingham leads the line. But I don't believe for a second, and maybe I'm totally wrong. I'm open to the idea I'm totally wrong, but I don't believe for a second that Kyle Whittingham is doing something that would either damage or hold back the football program.
No, dude, if Kyle Whittingham had just some arbitrary number, let's just say $10 million, let's say. If he had a $10 million budget for NIL,
But it doesn't work like that, though. Well, here's the thing, though. If your alumni base had $10 million,
well,
the fact that somebody offered a football player $1 million and he didn't go, that's unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
How do you offer a college kid $1 million? He's like, nah, I'm good. Is he already making 1.2?
How about that?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why don't we ask the expert on all things NIL? I don't know. That's probably awkward for Harris now that I said that. What's up, my guy? How are you? Good to see you, Harris.
What's up, Monty? Good to see you, brother.
What would you do if somebody called your phone? They're like, hey, Harris, we've got a $1 million check. You just have to transfer it to Poughkeepsie State. What do you do with that phone call?
Where do I sign? Yeah.
But did you hear this story? A Ute football player, we don't know who, and we don't know by who. A Ute football player was offered $1 million by an NIL group and turned it down. And then the AD, Mark Harlan, up at Utah, called the AD of that school. But does Wild West stuff like that impress you? When you hear about stories like that, what goes through your mind?
I think that's crazy, man. I also think, $1 million is a lot of money, man. So, I don't know. It has to. You gotta think about their perspective too. Probably. I don't know who that was, but maybe $1 million isn't even worth it though, man. In all honesty, you're like, do I really want to go to that school and be awesome there? But you know what I mean? Not really progress anywhere else. It's I don't know about that. So, you have to kind of think about that too.
Well, and you're a BYU guy through and through, though. You've told us in the past that that's where you wanted to go. So $1 million to go play at USC or some other major program, that's probably not that impressive for a guy like you, I wouldn't think.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, like you think it's very tempting, but then when it comes down to it, you're like, I don't know, man. I think I'm actually just gonna stay here, even if it's $1 million. I just can't do it. You know what I mean? So.
Well, and look at all this free pizza you're getting from Papa Murphy's coming on our show. What's $1 million when you're getting free pizza?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Pizza's the best.
Yo, dude, so how's things, man? Like, first of all, I haven't gotten to ask you about your little one in quite a while. Like, what is something that your baby's done recently where you're like, wow, that's is it a crawling thing? Is it what is happening with your child?
Oh, well, yeah. First off, he's freaking crazy. Just crawling everywhere, playing with everything. Can't sit still. Doesn't want to hug or snuggle at all. And he's the cutest little chunky kid. But it's the best. But he has this little walker thing, and he's getting super good at walk. I'm sure he's going to walk here pretty soon. So we've been training him pretty good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Does it amaze you? Because I remember when my kid was young. Now he's sitting here. He's 29 years old. But I remember I have vivid memories of looking my kid in the face and being like, A, please don't let me kill you by rolling over on you. And B, what are you thinking? I always wonder what's going through that kid's mind.
Oh, it's so true. It's weird, dude. It's weird seeing him grow up. Like now he grabs his baba and drinks it himself. I'm like that. When he first did that, I was like, that is the craziest thing. Like he's learning so good.
And you just said the words baba. So I feel like that means you're a true father.
Yeah. You know how it goes.
I love it. I don't love the outcome of the Arkansas game. So let me ask you, how are you guys doing? What's the mood around the team these days?
We're pretty pissed, man. We're pretty pissed, and we're grinding pretty hard here to make sure nothing like that happens again, man. Because these last 2 losses have sucked, and they've been a little bit preventable. So that's all you can say, and you can continue to learn and continue to grow. But at the same time, we're tying it down, man. We're pissed. We're ready to go. So.
It's interesting you say that about being preventable, because that's exactly what I said on Monday. Like, I feel like this is 2 weeks in a row where I'm tired of hearing about, BYU got out-athleted, BYU got run by. Arkansas and Notre Dame are always going to have athletes, but it doesn't excuse the fact that I feel like you guys were in position to make plays. I feel like you guys were in position to win those games. Is that a harder pill to swallow than if they were just twice as good at footballing as you are? I would think you could take that a little more than you guys made some mistakes that prevented you from winning those games.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. In no way have I personally felt like they were, this incredible athlete that we just can't hang with at all. I've never felt like that. No. And I don't think our team felt like that at all either. It's just we made a lot of mistakes that we really shouldn't have. And now we're paying for it, man. It sucks.
Yeah, and I want to ask you about Kalani specifically, because I've known Kalani for a while. I've covered him for many years, and there have been some moments in press conferences where he's sitting in front of cameras. Like there was a water bottle slam a few weeks ago. There is real live frustration in that guy's face. And I understand it. Like he is not somebody who handles losing well, and I don't think he's used to losing. And by the way, I say that it's not like you guys are having some terrible, awful, worst season ever, but it's these 2 losses. He looks like he's wearing it. What is your general impression playing for him now? Like, how is Kalani? How is he? How are his mood? What is his spirit like these days?
No, I mean, it's positive, but it's also accountability and we're passionate, man. I mean, we want to win. We're competitive. We're competitive as crap. And so, when we lose, we feel it, man. And we feel like anybody else, and we want to correct it, and we want to win. You know what I mean? Like we're not here to mess around. So, so yeah, it's a little bit of that, but also it's good learning as well. Whenever you feel like that, you have to learn and to still be positive after you feel what you feel, and then you move on, and you keep working at it. So,
but I also think, Harris, this is not a football team that aspires to win 6 games so we can go to the Pool and Weed Eater Bowl. I mean, you guys have aspirations beyond being bowl eligible. This is a team that's gotten accustomed to winning 10 games, right? I mean, it's interesting, the perspective in that it's not like you guys are having a terrible season. Do we make too much, and do we put out too much doom and gloom about where you guys sit?
I think I mean, our goal is to win every game, and I think it's very obtainable. The rest of the season, we could have a great season, go out 9-3 or something like that. So, but yeah, you're right. No, I think it's tough. They're tough losses, and we made some mistakes, and it's true. And we could have won those games, absolutely, for sure. But at some point, do you need to turn the page? Yeah, and that goes for everybody. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
when that is, decide what it is. But yeah, I'd say that.
Harris LaChance joins us every Wednesday. Thanks to our friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Accountability has been an interesting word. And I wonder, as a football player, like we hear about accountability, and I think it's one of those words that we all love to throw around. But when you talk about accountability in football, as players, I think it's really important that you guys communicate and you hold each other accountable because, again, we talked about this last week, but you guys, coaches can put you in a position, but you guys have to execute. So when you talk about accountability in whether it's just the O-line room or as players, do you feel like you guys have a good level of accountability between player to player?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of us we're older guys anyways. Most of us are seniors that are out there playing most of the reps. And so we know how to do that. We know if we screwed up too, like that's on us and we need to, and if I had a teammate who did something wrong, yeah, that sucks. And I'm going to be mad at you, but at the same time, after we figure it out, we're going to correct it and say, hey, I got your back. Here we go. Let's do it right this time.
But wait, that's important though. It's okay to be upset that somebody made a mistake, right?
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
There's not, I feel like that's taboo or something. Like we don't want to talk about that. It's football, man. Football is hard. Football hurts. It's going to test your character. It's going to test your mind. But do you not need those conversations? I think they're vital.
Oh yeah, I think so too. And yeah, don't get it twisted. Nobody over here is just like, just thinking of everything just lightly. You know what I mean? No, like, we're D1 athletes here. We're in this room on this team for a freaking reason. Because we are competitive and we are, hard nosed and things like that. So, that's what I'm talking about, man.
Yep. Hey, before I let you go, let's talk about Liberty. Hugh Freeze, the head coach at Liberty, put out this video this week. And I got to tell you, I'm not much for hype videos, but it was a video of him standing in front of his team talking about how, hey, this is the biggest game we've ever had at home. Hotel rooms are sold out. Like, this is a big deal for Liberty. Like, is it, when you think about the scope of games, do you guys realize how important of an opponent you are to the school? Like, you guys are traveling to Virginia, you're going to Liberty. It's their biggest home game ever. Do you guys hear about that? Do you guys think about that at all?
I saw that video and I think it was awesome.
Yeah.
I think that, we do us and we're here we prepare for every game the same way, and every game, our next game is our biggest game. And, that's how it's going to be. And I think I see that and they're pumped to play us. And I think, hell yeah, let's go and let's go and have fun and get out there and get after them. You know what I mean? Let's have fun, bro. I'm pumped. They're pumped. Let's go.
That place is going to be a madhouse, I think. What does Liberty's defense look like on film to you guys?
They look good. A lot of guys that have high motors, try really hard. They played some decent teams, not nobody crazy, but no, I'm excited to play them.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big game for you guys, and I think this is a real. I love games like this because when you guys face the adversity you faced, and not to be dramatic about it, but I really feel like this is where we're going to find out who you guys are. This is where we're going to find out what kind of football team and what kind of medal you guys have. Are you excited? I mean, I know it's a dumb question almost, but are you excited to play this game to find out who you are as a player and who this team is as a team?
Oh, dude, exactly. You're exactly right with the character and we did face some adversity, and now it's like we go into this game thinking, well, let's lay it all on the line here, boys. Let's get back on track and kick some butt here.
Well, hey, good luck wrangling the baby. I love hearing you talk about your boy. I know that's such a point of pride for you because you light up when you do. But stay healthy at Liberty, and we look forward to talking to you next week.
Thanks, Monty. You're a beast.
You bet. Good to see you, buddy. There he is, Harris LaChance. Love that conversation every week, guys. I can't say enough about that word accountability. I think we love to throw out buzzwords in sports, accountability, character, but when you hear him talk about the players being accountable to each other, it's not the coach's job necessarily to hold you to account for missing your assignment. If you miss an assignment, like on the offensive line specifically, like, hey, if that defensive end is there on the right and you're going to leave your running back isolated to hopefully pick up that block, that's your fault. And somebody in that room needs to tell you, hey, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
And I think too many times bad football teams don't have that.
Yeah.
And I think we've talked to several players who have said, we have that. We talk to each other. And it's also really good to hear him talking about that they're pissed. They should be. You know, like one of the things I like about Harris is we don't just get there, well, you know what, that was last week. We're moved on from it. They're upset about those last two games. And what did he say?
Yeah.
We knew we should have won those games. We were in position. We made mistakes. We should have won those games.
The losses were preventable.
Yes.
Dude,
yes.
And I don't think he could have said it any better. I mean, and that's, you know, we talked a ton about BYU yesterday. There's bots in the chat.
Bots in the chat. I'm on it. I'm on it.
You know, I think he's honest, and I really respect Harris for that. You know, like, yeah, we are upset. You know, the losses were preventable, but at the same time, we could still go 9-3, and we could still have a good season. You know, and I think that like now you're at a point where it's no longer good enough to lose games. Now, like, your breathing room and your room for error is over. Now you got to go out and win.
Yeah, and I agree with Hullabilly. Harris saying that they're all D1 athletes and that everyone wants to compete was awesome to hear. And that's my point. Like I think so many people just think these guys want to like go hang out at the frat. Harris is married. He's got a kid. Like Harris is playing for something more than just, you know, hey, we need to beat this school on this day. Like, he's playing for legacy. He's playing for a shot at the NFL. Like, he's playing to get paid to take care of his family.
Yeah.
Like, and that is not atypical at BYU. That is who they are.
Yeah.
So when you lose games against Arkansas that you should win, they could have not easily. They were in position to win that game. And the second half, they absolutely fell apart.
Yep.
And it's unexplainable. You know, like, yeah, I agree. Boyd says, I love Harris. Such a good dude. Exactly right. You know, like it is, to me, it's just unthinkable.
Yeah.
Tom Basilia says, ask him about the D-line. Well, it's hard to ask him about his own D-line. Like the way that I prepare for these interviews is I am going to ask him questions that directly impact his play and his situation. Like, we've asked him about the defense in the past, and he's right. He can't tell me about accountability on defense because he's not in their meeting rooms. He's not in their conversations. Football's a very cliquey sport. The O-linemen hang out together. The running backs and the O-linemen hang out together. Like, asking Harris to talk about his D-line is puts him in a position to give us a canned answer. And so that's why I don't ask him generally. You don't hear me ask him about his defense.
Yeah.
We ask him about offense. We ask him about the way they've graded out. Kalani Sitake, that's his head coach. We can ask him about that. Like, if offense, and we talked about this on Monday, if I'd have thought offense or play calling was a huge issue against Arkansas, we'd have asked him about it. I don't think it was.
Yeah.
I do not think it was. I think the offense was the least of the problems against Arkansas. Defense was an issue. There is no doubt about that. You know, like it is, it is what it is. The fourth down fumble, where was the defender in the neutral zone? I don't know. That's interesting. Harris has his own worries and won't know what we want to know anyway about the D-line. There's not much he could say. And that's the thing.
Yeah, that's the point.
It is out of character. It is uncouth, not the right thing to do on a football team as an O-lineman to call out your defensive lineman. He's not going to do that. He's not going to say, well, you know what, actually, you know, that D-line, they played like crap.
Yeah.
He's not going to do – you really think he's going to do that?
Start talking shit.
But to hear him talk about Kalani wearing it, Kalani's upset. Notice Harris is absolutely a politician. When he says, yeah, you know what, Kalani's wearing it, we're all feeling it.
Yeah. As you should be.
What did you say on that press conference the other day? This is a different Kalani Sitake.
Yeah.
Like Kalani's, you can when guys are asking him, Kalani the other day, about accountability, and Kalani says, well, I don't owe that to you. I agree he doesn't owe that to you, but you better damn well have accountability in that program, which is why I asked Harris about it when they lose.
Yeah, 100%.
And by the way, yeah, Harris saw the Hugh Freeze video. Did you guys see the video of Hugh Freeze? And I know we're short on time, but this video of Hugh Freeze, you want to hear power about BYU? Here's the impact that BYU has.
For those of you who are lucky enough, and I said lucky enough, for those of you who are lucky enough to play in this game Saturday night, you're getting ready to make history. It is, without a doubt, the biggest home football game this program's ever had. I came to this school for moments like this. You came to this school for moments like this. Every hotel in town is sold out. The stadium is sold out. You'll be on national TV. It is a big game. You don't approach it any different as far as preparation, but there's no hiding from this fact, and you are lucky and fortunate if you get to prepare to play in it. And I want you to embrace that, but at the same time, you must earn it.
Man, that is good stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and Harris says, yeah, I saw that video. I thought it was awesome. It is awesome. That's what BYU brings to the yard.
Yeah, it was awesome, but we're still going to go kick their ass.
I mean, you're going to Liberty. Liberty is hosting BYU, who is now a 6.5-point favorite.
Yeah.
Liberty is hosting BYU, and it's the biggest home game they've ever had. Hugh Freeze came to Liberty to play games like this. He's playing BYU this week. That's the magnitude of BYU football right there. And that's not from me or an opinion. That's the head coach at Liberty saying, hey, this is the biggest home game we've ever had. All the hotels in town are sold out in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yep. It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Yep.
It's a big, big deal. All right, speaking of which, we got to roll. Thanks to all our friends at The Advocates, UtahAdvocates.com. Again, go see our guys at Barbecue Pit Stop. Use promo code Monty25. Hit up our boys at Quack Car Wash. Always good to see them. When you go somewhere, please do us all a favor and make sure you say, hey, I heard about you on the Monty Show. That helps us out a lot. Right now, before you leave, give us a thumbs up. There's 109 people in this room. Give us a thumbs up. Appreciate you guys very much. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.